Well, this guy has given him a good start here at Michigan State. A season is turned around with this sophomore quarterback.
Drew Stanton, Harrison High School, Farmington Hills, Michigan.
That's about 32, 33 miles from here. Drew Stanton played special teams last year for this team. Busted up his knee in the bowl game.
Mike, if you're Michigan State now, you've had a week off. Offensively, you want to do some things here. You want to show them some things that you haven't done. They script the first 8 plays. They'll show a lot of different formations to see how Michigan reacts.
And they'll start from the 20 and be backed up 5 yards. DeAndre Cobb coming into the lineup instead of Jason Teague to start.
We'll start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. No first down.
That was on Stephon Wheeler.
And that's when the critics give your script a bad review.
Yeah.
When you,
you want to know what 107,000 people can do to you, too. The noise is a lot different than anything you can show in practice or even in your other games. And they jump off the first play of the game.
Well, Michigan is a personnel grouping type defense, so they want to see how they react to this.
1st and 15. And the first run comes with DeAndre Cobb. More the home run hitter out of the backfield. Gets across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Roy Manning on the tackle. We're going to see a lot of Jason Teague, who normally starts, but Cobb gets it there. Trannon, Brown, Scott, 3 receivers. They use 5. Jason Randall, the tight end. The other tight end, Eric Knott, caught 2 touchdowns in the last game. Up front with Wheeler, Cook, Chris Morris here from Michigan with Sean Poole and William Whitaker on the right side. And Michigan State goes no huddle here in this opening drive. 2nd and 8. Stanton rolls it, throws it, complete to Trannon. That's going to be a first down at the 32-yard line.
So, Mike, they've shown 3 wide receivers. They've shown 5 wide receivers. Watch them come this time, maybe go 2 tight ends, because, again, they're going no huddle. They're seeing how the defense reacts. They're rolling the line, zone blocking. You get the quarterback rolling that side, read it, bam, hit the guy who posts up. You got the first.
And Michigan hustling in some personnel, Tim. They put an extra defensive back on the field. Darnell Hood, he's up at the top of the screen. 1st and 10 for the Spartans, coming off a bye week. And a good throw. Trannon got it and lost 3 yards. Michigan reacts well. Ernest Shazer has been fabulous. That hit against Purdue changed the game last week. After the loss of 3, Larry Harrison, Gabe Watson was in the Purdue backfield all second half last week. Roy Manning, Lawrence Reed topped the tackler on this bunch, on the Pierre Woods and Scott McClintock. Marlon Jackson is a first-round draft pick waiting to happen. With Mundy, Shazer, who's been fabulous, and Leon Hall. And Michigan's secondary has been very strong in the last month. 2nd and 13 after the loss of yardage. And a good opening for DeAndre Cobb. Goodbye. Michigan State on the board first. 72-yard touchdown, Spartans. The home run hitter touches them all.
Spread them across the field with all your wideouts. Sideline to sideline, create space, thin out the defense, and then run it straight ahead.
You put 3 wideouts one way, 2 wideouts the other, Timmy, and it gets their safeties worried which way to go, and there's no safeties between the hashes of the field, and that's exactly what happened. They're too busy worrying about which side to cover as DeAndre Cobb goes right up the gut.
As soon as he got to the 2nd level, he was gone.
The wind shaking those uprights as Dave Rayner comes on for the try. And he hit the upright, but sneaks it in. He got it going in the right direction as it was moving. So John L. Smith's team comes out with a great...
See this right here, Mike? That means they've got 4 more plays to go in the script.
That's right, an 8-play drive for the score with the wind. It's kicked by Rayner through the uprights and all the way back. There's so many players over the years have been a part of this series with the 97th playing, and John L. Smith a part of it for the 2nd time. He confronted it straight on. He said, we think about this game all year, and to make it a big rivalry, we have to contribute. That means winning more often. As mentioned before, it's been since 1990 that Michigan State won here in Ann Arbor, but a great start here today.
I was surprised the way Michigan State started off defensively against Michigan. Played fairly soft, just trying to keep guys in front of them. Not really pushing, not trying to fill the lanes with any blitzes.
So Michigan back on the field. Tim and Terry from the 20, and Henne to throw away, right away to Steve Preston, or rather Braylon Edwards, and he gets 4. out to the 24-yard line. Edwards is their top receiver and tops in the conference. That is 59 catch.
When you start out, you got to stop Michael Hart and Chad Penny. You've got to put your people inside. Braylon Edwards is going to catch his balls, you know, but if they don't throw it to him, they can't snap it to him. They've got to throw it to him. So you've got to put people inside, stop Michael Hart, go through him to get pressure on the quarterback. Don't let the quarterback be comfortable.
On second down, here comes Hart up the middle. And the freshman takes it close to first down yardage. You can hear it, you can see it. The wind, a huge factor. For more on that, here's Susie Schuster.
Well, Mike, I feel a bit like Dorothy with a twister. It's like a tornado down here. Wind gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour, a wind advisory in effect. And John L. Smith did tell me that it affects every aspect of the game, but it really wreaks havoc on the punting. You know, as for Lloyd Carr, he said, I asked him actually if the wind was strong enough to affect his strategy. He said it affects every aspect of the game, Mike.
That's right, Susie, to the point that, you know, they'd love to have the wind at their back either side come the fourth quarter. 3rd and 1, Henny tries to use that large frame. He gets across the 30-yard line and does, in fact, pick up the first down. Coach, when you have a wind game like this, it's a little bit different in this stadium because you walk in at about the 70th row of the big house and then you walk down. That means 70 rows of bleachers and another 8 or 9 feet till you get down to field level. So it's not sitting up right there at street level, but still swirls around you.
And you have to recheck the wind gauge every time you punt because it will shift and change throughout the game. It's not necessarily going to swirl and change the same direction the entire game.
Tell you what I think, Mike. I don't think it's as difficult on the kicker as it is on the receiver, the guy who's trying to catch the punt.
That'd be like Jason Veritek catching a Wakefield knuckleball. It's not easy, I'm telling you.
Hard on the run, first down to the 44, pickup of 13 yards. Michael Hart went to a very small high school in Syracuse, New York, right inside the city limits, Onondaga Central High School. He is a short guy, but it doesn't mean he's not a strong, powerful guy.
The thing that surprised me so far is his biggest gains have been to the outside. There's been very little containment by Michigan State. They've got to put somebody outside, force him back into the middle where the big linebackers are. Eventually, he's going to break one of those to the outside and get around that corner.
First down with Edwards in motion. Braylon looks to block as Hart finds the lane and gets out to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 5 there. That's already, guys, 6 carries, over 50 yards for the man who's had 200+ back-to-back games.
And by getting on the corner, they're reducing this to 1-on-2 or 2-on-2 football.
Yeah, and it's funny, though, you talk about the corner. When we talked to Michael Hart, he said, I want to run east-west so much, I'm still having to work on going north-south more. His whole history is about being so fast, he goes to the sideline, and what made him so successful, he starts to the sideline and works north and south. That's what they want him to do at Michigan a lot more of.
Picked up 5 on that one, so 2nd and 5. He's the fake man as Henny throws, trying to get to Massaquoi. Pass interference flag on Jason Harmon. So the captain, the senior, got there a little too quick. And John L. Smith's team will see Michigan cross midfield.
John L. gives it a little sarcastic smile. Not going to get a whole lot of calls in the big house.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 25. Spot foul. Automatic. First down.
If it doesn't happen 15 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, it's marked where it happened.
Take another look for the contact, see if he makes contact before the ball, and he's coming over that right side. Didn't see the left hand.
That seems to be the biggest foul you see with the defensive backs, sliding their opposite hand, their left arm around the middle of the body and trying to play the ball with their other ones. We see that all the time now, a real weakness we see from a lot of secondary people.
So a good call.
Yeah.
From the 42, Dudley, the fullback, in motion. Reverse setup in the hands of Braylon Edwards with 3 blockers. Edwards down the sideline into the 21-yard line. Pickup of 21.
So Hayes makes the tackle, but again, they're hitting outside. They're getting success out there. Now they run the reverse, which gets everybody running one way. You know you've already had success outside. Now you're running behind them.
I tell you, it's a great selection of play calls. 1st and 10, they run the reverse. They've got Michigan State running different directions. This is a great tackle by Jaron Hayes because you're talking about one of the great open field runners in Braylon Edwards. Watch this open field tackle right here. Locks him up, locks around his ankle, and stops a probable touchdown. But the play calling, the versatility of Michigan has been very, very good.
From the 21, Hart. Big opening. Michael Hart inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 7. So Michigan walking down the field on this drive. Ronald Stanley, the linebacker, made the tackle. Hart may have another 200-yard game in him.
How about this? Michael Hart was 600 yards the last 3 games coming into this one. And so far, I mean, he's just getting lookout blocks up there, and he doesn't need anything. Hart over 1,000 yards on that carry. So there you go. True freshman, young guy, big smile, and 1,000 yards put in his back pocket.
First Michigan freshman to have a 1,000-yard campaign in Ann Arbor. First and goal, and here is Hart up the middle. Touchdown, Michigan.
Folks, Michigan has gotten a lot more creative since Bo Schembechler was 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Lloyd Carr has refined the multiple pro style attack, which was installed by Gary Moeller. He's made it much more creative. He's opened it up. He goes outside, inside. Here he just finds a running lane up in the middle. Bingo, touchdown.
What hadn't changed is the size of those hog mollies up front. They're all 300 pounds or bigger, and they laid those Michigan State defenders on their panties.
Garrett Rivas guides the extra point through. Adam Finley, a new holder, because Mac Gutierrez, the to-be starting quarterback before he was hurt, had surgery on his shoulder.
Tied at 7:50 to play in the first. Take a look at the Chevrolet Trucks Drive summary, and there's your hero right there. Hart, 8 carries, 71 yards and a touchdown. There's the scoring drive, 8 plays, 80 yards, and it took 3.5 minutes. Very, very definitive and emphatic drive by the Wolverines.
Folks, and I visited with Hart, we all did on Thursday. About 5'8", maybe, 185, 90 pounds. But when you look at him, he's a handsome young guy with a bright smile. He's undersized. For him to be maybe the decisive factor in the changing of this program this year is truly incredible how a guy like him would come in and change one of the most storied programs in America and make them much better.
DeAndre Cobb, 4 career kickoff returns, took it on the run, took it out to the 32. A penalty marker comes in as Cobb was brought down by Braden Engelum. Michigan reserve free safety. All square at 7 here. Drive starts him back to the 21 after the flag, and Terry Love caught it and brings it out to the 35-yard line. He's a redshirt freshman out of Illinois. Sat out all of 2003 with a knee injury. Hamstring slowed his progress this year, but he came up with a 9-catch game a couple of weeks ago.
Woodley came on a blitz. Michigan State picked it up, and they got it out of there in a hurry. Stanton read the blitz, and he threw it out quickly and got the first.
DeAndre Cobb has come back into the Michigan State lineup. He's the man who brought it 72 yards on the last drive. Andrew Stanton stands in, finds Derek Knott over the middle across the 45, and the big tight end who was in the doghouse a couple of weeks ago, to the point that he did not play in the game against Illinois, had 2 touchdown receptions against Minnesota, 21-yard catch there.
Don't fool yourself. This is a high-scoring attack. They've scored 89 points in the last 2 games Michigan State has. Now they're getting everybody involved. We've seen Cobb make a catch. Now all of a sudden here comes your tight end Knott over the middle. He's a big target at 6'3", 250. They spread the wealth, and they spread the field. Now they come in tight.
Aaron Alexander in motion. Stanton rolls and throws incomplete. Intended for Agim Shabai. They went to the same high school. Guys, this team, Michigan State, was kind of wallowing a little bit after they lost to Notre Dame. They were 1-2, and they had quarterback issues. Go back, Damon Dowdell started the first game for John L. Smith. Then Stephen Reeves, a freshman, came in, started the second and third game. But Stanton took over during that third game, and he has really changed the whole outlook of the season.
He's a natural leader, and he's a tough guy. He's a linebacker in a quarterback's uniform, and the team has responded to that. He runs the ball well, but as you see today, he also throws it very well. He's a multiple talented quarterback.
Hasn't run yet, but you can expect one soon.
Second and 10. He's mobile, so he gets out there, and there he goes, boys. Pumps the throw and took it right to the first down line.
Right on cue.
At the 33-yard line. You know, he would have been the starting quarterback at the very beginning of the season if not for what happened in the bowl game last year. He hurt his knee playing special teams. John L. Smith criticized a lot for that. But that linebacker mentality is part of the story. He desperately wanted to be on the field all year.
Oh, there's no question about it. His recovery process, I think that even was quicker than a lot of people had anticipated. I mean, you're right. They were 1-2 when he came back. They're 3-1 since he's become the starter. And, I mean, there's no question he is the linchpin of this offense.
Well, he didn't just play on specialty teams. He led the team in tackles on special teams. He's a tough kid.
From the 32, they faked the option down the line. Michigan didn't go for it, but Stanton takes off and takes it to the 27-yard line. Pickup of about 5 yards there. Well, guys, I was there in San Antonio doing the game on ESPN against Nebraska. Here's Stanton, the backup quarterback. Jeff Smoker, of course, was in his senior year. This is the first punt of the game early on, and the guy you see get rolled up at the back of the play, you'll get a better shot of it here. Stanton, and he tears up his knee. He was going to be the starting quarterback as soon as he walked out of the Alamo Dome that night, and instead had to go through the rehab process. That's why the quarterback position was unsettled.
Mike, so far, Michigan State has punched Michigan in the mouth. They know they can play with them. What they have to avoid, penalties and turnovers.
Punch is right, Tim. 137 yards of offense so far. And a designed run with Stanton takes it to the 25-yard line. And we talked to him yesterday, and the neat part of this game for him, he went to high school a half hour from here. He knows all about the rivalry, and he bleeds green. So this game is really personal. He's been looking forward to this his whole career.
I think, you know, his dad was a graduate of Mississippi State, Michigan State. Gaylord, his father, raised all of his children to be Michigan State fans. He's dreamed of being the quarterback that beats Michigan and Ann Arbor since he was a small kid.
Well, if he's going to, he's going to have to pick up first downs on third and shorts.
3rd and 3, needing to get to the 22. Option, shovel pass to Shabai. First down to the 19-yard line. I told you Stanton went to high school a half hour from here up in Farmington Hills. That was his teammate, Agim Shabai. As a matter of fact, Shabai was the quarterback, and then when Stanton came, Shabai moved out to receiver.
I'll tell you, this play is well designed. This is the old, here's your receiver right here, and he's going to come right there, and it's the little shuffle pass. They just call it the Ute pass, Lee Gross Cup, and here you go, boom. Now, if he drops that ball, no harm, no foul. It's incomplete, but they pick up the first down, well-designed play, and well executed.
It's the reverse option. It's the inside option, actually.
From the 18, play action, and underneath it's not the tight end.
How about that catch?
He's pushed down at the 9. This guy has great hands, great ability. For a variety of reasons, it hasn't come all together, and maybe that little doghouse stay has brought it together.
Great hands. He's got great hips, too. He caught that ball on his hip. Watch this. Here's the pass. Here's the ball. Now the ball's down on his hip. Oh, that's a great athlete that could do that. Watch this. Boop, boop, boop. Where is it? Bring it back.
Not to be denied.
6'3", 250, and runs like a scat back.
2nd and 2 for the first down, 10 for the touchdown. Good looking drive, and J.U. Koprick, the marker's down after he picked up the first down at the 5. It's right usually in that holding spot. And that big, massive nose tackle for Michigan, Gabe Watson, was submerged in white jerseys.
See if they say number 76 is the guilty one. He's the biggest, strongest, stingiest offensive lineman out there, William Whitaker.
Holding on the offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty, previous spot. So 2nd down.
If I had to block Gabe Watson, I'd hold him every now and then, too. But the straightforward play, you know, Michigan's got a great defense, a strong defense. If you line them up there, you get John L. Smith there.
He's hot.
Yeah, he is hot. I mean, like right down, you get in the red zone, you get that call. They say you can get a holding call on every play. The coach hates to see it once you're down in the red zone.
You watch Watson on that nose. He's 330, and he's dropped about 50 pounds to get there. Held off there, reversing the hands of Alexander, who throws it. Incomplete, marker down. Good call. Grant Mason was right in the face of the freshman Terry Love and made contact with him.
You know what that is, Mike? That's your bye week right there. That's your bye week. A couple of new wrinkles put in from Michigan. So you run that halfback option pass, let the halfback throw it, and now they get the pass interference.
Pass interference on a defense. Number 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
If you look right here, he gets behind the defender a little bit. He's kind of losing sight of where he wants to make sure he just gets back to him. and you got to let him alone. Tried to get back his eyes to the ball.
Tell you what, though, Grant Mason's looking back. He's making a play on the ball.
I still say that backhand. He's got that back left hand that we talked about earlier.
Had a backhanded comment.
Backhanded comment sitting there on his belly.
First and goal from the 5. They come out with a spread. 5 receivers, no backs. Will they run Stanton down here? They will. Designed to run for the quarterback. Takes it to the goal line.
Oh, they're
Just
not going
shy.
to give it to him.
Just shy. Jacob Stewart saves them from a touchdown for the moment.
Wow, that was close.
Yeah, and if you want to see what kind of tough guy this quarterback is, Drew Stanton, watch the way he runs this ball. He doesn't just get on the ground. He takes his head and his shoulder, and he drives it into the defensive player right here, just like a fullback or a tailback right here. This is where he's no longer a quarterback. He's a running back. He sees that goal line. He stretches it in there.
Oh,
I'd give him 6.
I would, too.
Of course, replay is available. Jim Augustin, the technical advisor, saw that with you, and he buzzes the referee.
Thank you.
And the 4 officials on the field who have buzzers, and the play is being reviewed.
Now, here's the key, fellas. There must be indisputable video evidence for a call to be changed.
That's like the absolute certainty or without a reasonable doubt, or all the trying to think of all the legal terms.
Well, Lloyd Carr and the Michigan fans who've watched the last few games have seen plenty of it. Last week, a Michael Hart first quarter touchdown was ruled similarly down just shy of the goal line. They reviewed it and made the correct call a touchdown.
Well, they're going to use our replays, so let the replays begin. Now watch Drew Stanton and watch his knees. Inside the 5, knees still up. He dives forward. The ball's across. I've got to give him the touchdown.
I love the way he runs, folks. Just look at this.
See if the ball crosses the plane before he hits. Boy, I don't know. That's close.
Very hard to see with his body, which actually shielded the ball. Yeah, the tech advisor has a TiVo-like unit. He can slow down the replays as much as he wants.
The call on the field stands. It's going to be second down.
See, he saw the
1 yard
replay.
line.
He saw the telestrator.
It's that video certainty that you talked about. There was no certainty as to it was a touchdown.
And thus far this year, in 37 games, less than 1 play per game has been reviewed, and about half are overturned. And considering how close these calls are, that's a credit to the Big Ten officials that they do a good job in the live play. Second and goal, Michigan State goes just with 1 back here, and it's Jason Teague, not their biggest back, the freshman J.U. Culprit.
You know, Mike, I'm a big proponent of the quarterback sneak when you're down this close, especially when you got a quarterback like Stanton who's 6'3", 225 and tough.
The tight end not in motion, lost the handle on it, got it back, and lost 4 yards. Wow. So a drive where everything has gone perfect for Michigan State. You get a snap there that's lost and sends it back. And you wonder, guys, if the game didn't slow down for the replay stoppage, if that momentum keeps going, you don't have a play that happens like this.
Well, but this is another reason why I agree with Timmy. You want a quarterback sneak. He's reversing it out to hand the ball off to somebody else. The quarterback sneak, it's less than the distance of the ball right here. He opens up, and again, that shouldn't happen.
He was pulling out instead of going forward.
Yes.
Just goose him and follow him.
They spread it 5 wide, no back, 3rd and goal from the 5. Designed run, Stanton keeping, scoring, touchdown. I think he feels better about it now.
No question. How about this drive? 4 for 5, 52 yards through the air, and 26 yards running. How about that by Drew Stanton?
They had a shot at him in the backfield, but you see the powerful legs that he has right here. No, watch the quarterback. They've got a shot at him. He breaks the tackle, and it's not going to be denied as he runs into that goal line.
Ryan Mundy was the man, the free safety tip.
What a start he has today. 4 for 5, 52 yards, and 26 yards rushing. He is some player.
Dave Rayner's last extra point skimmed the upright on the way in. This one, much better. Quite a start here, guys. Michigan went 3 and out. Since then, we've had 2 80-yard touchdown drives and a 79-yarder here for the Spartans. Unseasonably warm and windy. Day before Halloween in Ann Arbor, 14-7, Michigan State on top. DeAndre Cobb a 72-yard run. Drew Stanton a 5-yard run, both ending near 80-yard drives. And Stanton, the sophomore quarterback, worst field position of the afternoon. J.U. Kocrick now in the game. And the freshman running back strung out. Marlon Jackson started the chase. Lamar Woodley wraps him up. That sophomore out of Saginaw, Michigan, is something special. And Woodley talked about how important this game is for a kid from Saginaw, because that's right near East Lansing. Rivalry games take on a life all their own. You played them, and you played them and coached them. You got to be careful about how your team comes out in these games.
Yeah, you can be way overexcited. The energy level too high, and there's always something that's put in that's a little bit different. No huddle, special plays. It's always, you're going to see something. The key is don't get too excited. Don't panic when you get behind. If you're supposed to be ahead, it's going to be 60 minutes.
Emotion sometimes gets in the way of concentration. Good call.
Stanton throw to knock the tight end. Beautiful move in the open field. Ryan Mundy was hanging on for dear life, about 3 yards shy of the first down. Monday's sophomore out of Pennsylvania with the old number, Jeremy LeSueur.
Mike, one of the adjustments we're starting to see already is number 25 to the left of your screen is starting to act as a robber or a spy. He's keeping an eye on the quarterback, Stanton. He's going to just one-on-one him all day. And he wants to prevent him from running, and he says, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to do it through the air by throwing.
But when you get them to go to the robber, that means you're winning part of the game.
Right.
Oh, there's no question, because now you're taking a guy out of coverage.
Option run, Stanton into the secondary to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 19 yards and a first down.
You know what we were just talking about? We were talking about number 25, Ernest Shazer, being the spy or the robber and just taking the quarterback. Well, I want to tell you something. Jason Randall, number 81, the tight end, he gets a block on here. How about that block, folks?
Well, Prescott Burgess, he was the linebacker that time who overran the play, and Stanton did a great job cutting back and making the play.
What a great show from this Michigan State offense in the early going. A first down run with Jason Teague carrying Michigan players McClintock and Mundy into the secondary across midfield. That's 19 and 17 on back-to-back runs for the Spartans.
First down is so important. If Michigan State can control first down plays, and here's a straight isolation play. It's that wraparound by the guard, a G-scheme pull.
A what?
Right, whether you pull the G around or the wraparound, you know what I'm talking about, the old G-scheme. Hang with me, will you?
You know, that's the way they used to talk to mules in West Virginia, G and Hall. That's right and left. No, isn't it?
Anyway, it was a very good first down call.
Just give me, I know.
From the 48, Stanton looking downfield. Guarded by the other tight end, Jason Randall, to the 20-yard line. And Michigan State is shredding Michigan's defense almost 200 yards in the first 19 minutes.
Now they're doing it with a tight end, Mike. They've done it with 5 wides. They've spread the field. They've gone to ace formation and empty. Nobody in the backfield. Now they bring in their tight end. And first Randall got the key block on Shazer. Now he runs that little post pattern, skinny post, and they hit him.
But isn't that because the quarterback can run and change what you want to do? Yeah. That's why this guy's made such a difference. Ability and his attitude. He proved in the Iowa game he can put it in the air, threw over 50 times. Option keeping Stanton, first and goal. Sparty's all fired up at the 4-yard line.
Again, take a look at the inside linebacker positions. We go over this play again. The onside linebacker is either going to take the quarterback or scrape. Watch the hole there as number 42 scrapes to the outside. You're seeing the play. He takes the pitch away. Nobody has the quarterback. This is something they've got to get worked out on the bench. Call timeout, get it worked out. But it's cost him twice, and it's made this drive go.
And a quick toss on the run. It's DeAndre Cobb who is smacked in the mouth at the 2. Look at Gabe Watson. Huge run over there. Well, Michigan, if they fall behind by 2 scores, might have to get away from what they want to do. That's run it a lot. Our Aflac trivia question. Last year, Michigan ran it 51 times in this game with Chris Perry. A Michigan record, but not an NCAA record. What is the NCAA record for carries in a single game? Answer coming up.
Some teams don't get that many plays in a game.
That's right. Michigan State's going to at this rate. Nothing short of brilliant here. And trying to go ahead 2 touchdowns. The running back's DeAndre Cobb. Stanton keeping. Stopped at the 1. Stopped McClintock, that inside linebacker spot. Came in and read the play.
It's a tough play to run the option. You need a little space to run the option. There's no space down there, especially if they're in a goal line defense. They're penetrating and establishing a new line of scrimmage. And if you watch this, he's coming right at you. Look, they've already now closed down the gap. They had containment, forced him back into where all the bodies were. Very difficult.
Yeah, I don't know how much he wanted to pitch that ball. He was looking for the first crease to get up in there. Defense did a great job that time. You got to give some just played better on defense than they did on offense.
3rd and goal. 2 yards from a 3rd touchdown of the half. Quick toss. DeAndre Cobb, a lot of blue shirts. Not going to get there. Lamar Woodley again.
One of the nation's top recruits. The last year he lived up to his hype. He's best as a pass rusher, but I'm telling you, coming upfield, he's been fantastic. Watch the top of your screen and watch how he levels up. Takes on the blocker, stays square, forces the runner back inside, and makes the tackle. Coach, it doesn't get any better than that.
He did everything right. Got his hands low to the ball, played off the blocker well, forced the runner back in, made the tackle himself. And really, this is critical because they have some real defensive adjustments to make when they get to the sideline.
Into the wind, Rayner from 22 and a tough angle. Bangs it through. Very good kicker. Lloyd Carr said Michigan State gave the best pair of kickers in the country at halftime of game 1. Those of you who got a doubleheader today, you saw that the guys in the studio said their punter Fields is the best in the country. 39,000. The undergraduate enrollment of Michigan. 25,000, 65 miles up the road at Michigan State.
And they're all here today with their friends.
1st and 10. Here's the option to go right to it. Why not? It's been working with Drew Stanton, who has another 1st down at the 42.
I mean, this is the same option they ran last time, but now the linebacker protects the inside gap, and Drew Stanton just takes it to the outside. Seems to me he's making a better adjustment. One step ahead of the defense. Right here, the linebacker sits a little tighter inside. He just gets to the outside. The last 2 times, you remember, he cut back into the off-tackle gap for huge runs.
What a game he's having. Stanton 9 for 11, 91 yards throwing. Now he's got 10 carries, and he's over 66 yards.
You saw number 50 there. That play, Jeremy Van Alsten, guy who tore up his knee in the spring, was going to be a starting defensive lineman, thought to be out for the year, has come back the last couple of games. Stanton's pass to Terry Love. Redshirt freshman is really becoming a much better weapon here. And they'll have 3rd and a long 5 or maybe 6 coming up. That's the beauty of getting Love back to health and against Shabai. They can now run that 5 wide with a little more potency.
But he's just spreading the ball around. He's getting everybody involved. They're showing Michigan a lot of different looks, a lot of different type plays, and it's causing all kinds of problems. Wolverines right now are on their heels. Heads are on the swivels. They're just trying to find out which way the ball's going to go.
And it always starts with 1st down. If you win 1st down, you've got the defense on a disadvantage. 2nd and 5 now.
Play action with Stanton, looking for a man to break free. Comes back to the next level, and it's incomplete. For a second, he thought he might have Kyle Brown streaking downfield.
Boy, Brown wanted it too, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, he wanted it. He had his hand up. He was screaming for the ball.
But it's 2nd and 5. You can take a chance on a play like that. Now, he missed it. You'll see this. This man got open. He makes the great play action fake at 2nd and 5. Quarterback rolls out.
Watch this, Coach. Put your arm up. Give me the ball. I'm open. I got a step.
But he threw it to the right fella. The right fella was the tight end dragging across. I think it was the tight end, but he overthrew it.
DeAndre Cobb, the lone setback. Let's see if they heat up Stanton. Pitch to Cobb. It's the hole. 1st down and more. DeAndre Cobb, but a marker comes down at the 15-yard line. Maybe that hole was hit because somebody had a little too much Michigan defender in his hands.
Yeah, Lawrence Reed said he was tackled.
Reed, 42, the Michigan linebacker. But DeAndre Cobb does have that next gear. He hits it hard, doesn't he?
Legal block in the back on the offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still 3rd down.
Stephon Wheeler, and this is multiple times now, guys. Obviously, they help make the big plays happen, but Michigan State is in position to be ahead much more than 10, and they keep making mistakes.
And there, I think, 2 passes, again, that Drew Stanton missed. He missed the pass that time. The trail route or the rail route by the back down the sideline was missed. And he's having a great game, but with a few more wide-open catches. You see this play? Watch your tackle right there.
72 Wheeler almost didn't have to hold Reed.
No.
But did. Look at the total yards for the Spartans. 158 on a Michigan rush defense that is best in the Big Ten. 3rd and long, Stanton takes off, and he's brought down at the 38-yard line. It's going to be 7 yards shy. From here, it's a 55-yard field goal. Remember, it's into the wind, So they'll bring out their very good punter, Fields, and try to get him inside the 10.
I'll tell you, the way the defense of Michigan State has been playing, I think maybe you're in a 4-down area here. Try to take a shot, get it down, take a chance of getting that first down. And if you have to give it up, you give it up, you know, not too bad a territory.
Brandon Fields from about an hour and 15-minute drive from here, Toledo, Ohio, right down I-75.
I know you don't agree with me.
No, I'd much rather push him down here, maybe kick it inside the 10. Let's see if he can do it inside the 10 kick.
That's totally on purpose. It looked bad. It's on purpose, but Preston's glad he has a chance. From the 15, he's pulled down at the 21-yard line.
Mike, that's just about a gain of 15 yards. That's all that is from where they were.
I would have said if he kicks into the end zone or he does that, then it really isn't. That wasn't for it. I know it was intended, but it wasn't very
Mike.
good.
I got him on my side.
It wasn't very good.
Matt Walters with the special team tackle there for Michigan State. Heisman hopes in the fourth quarter against Wisconsin. Orton was pulled from the game today. Michael Hart carries left side into the secondary and out to the 39-yard line. Nice pickup there. Roderick Maples made the tackle as Hart gains 17.
Great explosion straight ahead. But the problem is they haven't been passing to support this. All right, great hole. Lead blocker gets a hat on the linebacker, and then he explodes. Secondary has to make it. But the key to me, Coach, is the fact that Henne now, one of just 4, 1 yard, his last 5 passes.
No, they've got to continue to have plays like that. I would like they should run again on first down. A lot of success on that first down. Get some success on these first downs. And try to continue. They've got to get success on first down.
But you've got to be able to throw to do that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying what happened is you don't want to have him throw every time on first down. If you get some first, second, and 5s, you give a quarterback some easier throws, and you don't give him that when you get a 2nd and 10 coming up like you do right there, where you're having to throw on every first down.
I understand that. The Michigan State defense right now is not even worried about the pass. They're just loading the box because he's just 1 for 5, 1 yard.
Well, that's what he's. You want to run and pass about 50% on first down. He's got to make the successful runs when they do run to give you better second down plays. Now you got a 2nd 10. Good screen down right here for Michigan. They love screening to a guy like Michael Hart.
And Henne will throw, rolls the pocket to get some time to throw behind Massaquoi, the tight end, for the second time in as many possessions. The tight end position has emerged over the last couple of games. Massaquoi, a former receiver, and Tyler Ecker, who was away 2 years on a Mormon mission. They've both really hit their stride, but they've misconnected twice here today.
Spartans are saying, hey, we're going to stop the run. Right. They might get a couple, 1 or 2 big bursts. We're going to stop the run, and we're going to make Henne beat us. And right now, Henne's 1 for his last 5 now, 1 yard.
Good job by that man, Chris Smeeland, the defensive coordinator. 11 years he's been on John L. Smith's staff, going back to Louisville before this stop, and prior to that at Utah State. 3rd and 11, the Wolverines need to get to midfield to avoid a 4th straight 3rd and out. Pressure, Henne hit. How do you hold on to the ball? He went down eventually. David Herron finally got him after Clifton Ryan came in and got the first piece to the freshman quarterback. 4 straight 3 and outs.
All week long, Clifton Ryan said, one of my best friends is Michigan linebacker Lamar Woodley. And we won't play against each other because we're both defense. But we're going to see who has the most big plays. Well, Clifton Ryan, bam, that is a big play.
And it's not 4 straight 3 and outs. My mistake. They picked up the first down on Hart's first run. But it feels like a 3 and out.
Yes, it does.
But they're not getting anything done.
I'm with you, partner.
Thank you.
Whatever you just
Cover
said.
me. Again, Shabai going to try to make the catch. They roughed the kicker that time. Shabai put a hand on the ball and almost turned it over. But the most important part is the flag back at the kicker. Nobody touched that ball. And this running into the kicker penalty. 5 roughing is going to stand.
Was at 5 yards, still won't give him the first. You're right. In this wind, that ball, what'd you say, like a Wakefield knuckleball?
It's like a Wakefield knuckleballer, you know. Remember Veritek? He couldn't
Yeah.
hardly catch it. They couldn't hardly use him as a catcher in the World Series.
It worked out for them okay, though.
Oh, it did. It did work out.
The 5 million people in Boston celebrating the championship today. Voight Carr says, give me the ball way down there. Michigan State's at the 20. No reason to mess around with another punt situation.
No.
Get 5 yards, no automatic first down.
Into the kicker on a defense, number 15. Penalty's going to be declined. First down.
And Timmy, you're right. There, Chad Henne is having a tough time. Let's watch this punt as he gets it off here.
See how he's blocked into him.
Blocked
That's why
into
they
him.
call running into the kicker.
Right, because blocked in, people say, well, that shouldn't be a foul against the other team, but it is. However, he didn't go to rough.
But you talked about Chad Hemme not having success. Michigan State's doing a great job of changing and changing up their secondary coverages and really keeping him off balance. He doesn't know where to throw, and he's getting caught, sacked in the backfield. You got to give Michigan State's defense a good job. He's not seeing the same coverage any 2 plays in a row.
Meantime, guys, the Spartans, with a good drive here, will be on their way to a 300-yard first half against a Michigan team that only gives up 275 a game. J.U. Colquitt to carry for 2.
Mike, you make a great point, but here's why Michigan's got to feel pretty good. Because Michigan State's gotten all that yardage, all that time of possession, moved the ball. They only have 17 points. They should have somewhere in the 20s at least.
Yeah.
Looks like Michigan came to take a timeout here with 3.5 to go. Try to preserve some time for a drive here at the back end of this first half. Michigan's won 2 in a row in this series, 9 of the last 13. Michigan State last got a win in this series in 2001. That play that's known by the word Spartan Bob around these parts, because the man named Bob, who was operating the game clock, had a long last second, allowing time for a Jeff Smoker touchdown pass, and Michigan State won that game. 52nd time they're playing for the Paul Bunyan Trophy, and the Spartans on the road lead by 10.
Critical series here. 3:26 left in the first half. If Michigan hold them right here and get the ball back.
J.U. Colquitt stopped. Another quick timeout, Terry.
Well, exactly right. And you're running that right into the strength of this Michigan defense, or the size of this Michigan defense. They're so physical up front.
Gabe Watson and Pat Massey up there on the stop. Massey, a 6'8" guy who's kind of grown into his body. Watson, who's dropped 50 pounds on that defensive front.
Larry Harrison also. They call it a defensive end tackle, but in the old days we call that nose guard tackle. They don't like to be called that. It's an old 50 defense, but they call it like a 3-5 or 3-4, where they use two outside backers, 2 inside backers.
Kind of a quiet crowd. The student section off to our left. And they'll be making noise before this 3rd down. Listen to it.
They understand football here, I'll tell you that.
They know the importance of this play right here and how they're going to end this half.
Option to the near side. Stanton keeping and brought down at the 27-yard line by Lamar Woodley. And Michigan uses all 3 of its timeouts there on the Michigan State. Stanton hurt.
This is not good.
No.
And it's his throwing arm.
Wow. Lamar Woodley brought him down hard. And Drew Stanton, who you've seen, has changed everything this team can do on offense, is on the turf.
This play has everything to do with the way this game goes. An option play on 3rd and long. Watch this. It's an option play on 3rd and long. Woodley brings him down right in the shoulder. You got to think possibly separated shoulder, possibly bruised shoulder, but he's definitely in pain, and he's a tough guy, folks.
Yeah.
This is no pretty boy at quarterback. This is a linebacker type.
Lamar Woodley is 6'2", 263 pounds, coming with a lot of momentum, so he was like a missile, and it came right down on that right shoulder. Just watch the impact on the right shoulder, right here. Wow.
Well, and this is how important Drew Stanton is. That's a long yardage play. He's able to run an option on a pass down, almost made it, but that's why they're having a hard time playing man coverage, because their cornerbacks turn their back and the quarterback makes all this time. But I'm telling you something, they need to get to this half now and hopefully get him okay.
Taking right up there, Damon Dowdell and Stephen Reeves are the other 2 quarterbacks. Dowdell from Henry Ford High School in Detroit. He's got a ball and warming up. Stephen Reeves still wearing a headset. We'll see what they do. In the interim, Steve Breston back to receive. Fields a low punt to try to avoid the return. He hit him great in warm-ups and has hit him poorly here when it counts. Just a 24-yard kick out at the 45. And John L. Smith sitting here saying, what happened in the last minute?
No question, and I would be surprised if Michigan doesn't come away with some points here. We were talking that Michigan State had missed some scoring opportunities. They only lead by 10, and now with the turn of events, the momentum has switched, the crowd's back in it, and a bad punt, and they've got great field position. This will lead to points.
We focused on both quarterbacks. Chad Henne, folks, he's got to hit some passes. They're a team that likes to run and then play action off those runs. And that man right there, number 7, has got the key. He's got the success of this offense right now riding on his back. Can he make these throws?
Best field position of the afternoon. Michael Hart, 10 yards. Make it 11. Michigan first down at the Michigan State 44. And guys, just as the sun has gone behind the stadium and it's gotten a little bit colder, the whole feel of this game changed right about the same time. The timeouts to use the clock, the injury to Stanton. Hart's over 100 yards. He has 107.
But Henne still has to complete some passes.
Right. It'll come down to that. I've been waiting for a second short, but both first down runs have gone for first downs. And now you'd think they're going to run again on first down because they had success that down.
4 numbers for Henne. Let's see if it changes here. That throw's caught by Jason Avant out to the 33-yard line. It's another first down. Back-to-back 11-yard pickups and plenty of time for Michigan. They have no timeouts, but 2:39 to go.
But Henne's getting them up to the line quickly because they've got momentum. Absolutely. He wants to keep the defense on its heels. For the first time, he's got an advantage offensively.
Time to throw, a lane to throw. Braylon Edwards came to get the ball. Wants to make a play. Took it to the 23. Very close to a first down. You can see the frustration. Edwards thrilled to get his hands on the ball. That's 3 straight 11-yard pickups.
Edwards going after his 3rd straight 1,000-yard receiving year.
1st and 10 pass, 1st and run, 1st and 10 pass, 1st and 10 pass. That's the type of changeup you've got to have.
And I think Michigan had a little motion there.
Prior to the snap. Ball start. Offense. Number 67. 5-yard penalty from previous spot. Still first down.
Matt Lentz, right guard. Susie Schuster.
Well, Mike, is looking grim for Drew Stanton. The trainers went right by the training table, took him back to the locker room. They're examining him there.
Okay, yeah, they didn't waste any time. Try to get as much time to look at, but it didn't look good.
Avant at the bottom of the screen. You got Edwards at the top.
Chad Henne flushed, hit, sack. Michigan State putting a pretty good rush on here, and Clifton Ryan gets in there again. The workhorse from Saginaw drops him back to the 36.
That's a coverage sack there. 2 deep, man under coverage. They had a guy on everyone. Nobody open. Again, Chad's got to get used to throwing that ball away when nobody's open.
2nd and 24 now. Screen. Michael Hart over his head.
But again, it was Ryan that caused the incompletion. He was coming on a bull rush, and he was getting to Henne. Henne felt him and rushed his throw.
Quite a quarter here for the sophomore at Arthur Hales High School over in Saginaw.
And you think about that sack now. You're on the 36-yard line now, 46, 51-yard punt. You really got on the 26-yard, 36-yard line, 46. And so it's 3rd down, so now you've got to make up some distance because now you were on the 22 when the series started.
They just changed up their front 4. Ryan and McKinney and those guys went out, and they brought in a whole new group.
They rolled them. They brought Ashton Watson in, the defensive secondary, for coverage. 3rd down, they need to get to the 12 to keep the drive alive. Henne deep drop to the middle for Edwards, who makes a spin and a move, but he's 5 yards shy. So from the 17, it'll be about a 35-yard field goal. That man who came in, Ashton Watson out of Ohio, made the tackle. And here comes the field goal unit.
How about that throw? That thing was a frozen rope.
I tell you, he's only got one speed. It's called rocket speed.
Wow.
You don't get your eyes on the ball.
I want you to watch the holder here, guys. Adam Finley. We mentioned it earlier. Matt Gutierrez, who was supposed to be the starting quarterback, hurt his shoulder the week before the opener. He was the holder all the way through until this point. He had shoulder surgery, which was successful this week. But the first game holding for Finley, the punter. Revis will try from 34 yards. Game winner against Purdue last week. Also had 1 block. Able to make that one. So 17-10. 49 seconds till halftime. We'll be right back. See who comes out and quarterbacks the Spartans after the injury to their starter, Drew Stanton. There you go. The cheerleaders sing out the victors for you. Haven't had to sing it quite often today. The Wolverines have scored just twice. A little mixed holiday message there.
A little early.
Yeah, dressed as Santa for Halloween. A little shaky. From the 9, that great fullback Kevin Dudley leads the way, blocking for Michael Hart. But he couldn't get the guys to go the other way, and just a pickup of 2 yards on that one.
Saw that Darth Vader had the Michigan helmet on the top. You pull out of the stadium here, you see even the fire hydrants painted blue with the wings on top. That helmet was designed by Fritz Chrysler back in the day, and the reason he did it is he wanted his quarterback to be able to see his receivers, have them stick out when they're back in the defense. And so he painted the helmets like that, and it's become one of the great traditions in all of college football.
And on the other side, Michigan State's gone in the all-white today. They only bring the all-white out for their special games. 2nd and 8. Here is Hart trying to find room inside and takes it to the 15-yard line, a gain of 3. Again, if you're just tuning in, there's a big wind from right to left, bottom right to the upper left as we watch the game go on. And it has played a factor more in special teams than in passing here this afternoon.
You know who else wears that helmet, Coach?
Who's that?
Delaware, right?
Delaware. Oh, yeah, I've coached against Delaware.
W. Raymond.
And lost about 57-7 first round of the playoffs, trying to find where the ball was. That quarterback ran that wing tee so well.
And down 1AA for years there. All right, 3rd and 4 for Michigan. 3 receivers near side, including Breston. Henny goes the other way and gets the first down with Jermaine Gonzalez at the 20-yard line.
And you know what you're seeing here? He's getting comfortable.
Well, that's a great play because, you know, Michigan State's got field position on their side right now. Michigan ran a 10-play drive, ran off 4.5 minutes, and then fumbled the ball away. This is their 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter. Now there's only 3 minutes and 27 seconds left, so Michigan State wants to keep them down here at this end of the field.
These are not deep passes. They're high-percentage passes. They're getting him comfortable. He's starting to throw in rhythm, throwing on time again. This is the best he's looked the entire game.
Need a big play out of Braylon Edwards, but they need a big play.
Yeah, Edwards has a drop and a fumble here today. Big to the right, screen, Hart to the left, got a nice block, but was tripped up at the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a couple on that one. Yeah, David Boss, that big center out there trying to clear the way, but David Herron came in to stop the play.
Michigan wants to stay diversified here and keep the defense off balance. They're trying a bunch of different things.
They love this screen, though. Jason Harmon comes over from the safety position, along with David Herron, who is one of their better players from the linebacker position to make that play. Did not get the blockers out in front of the ball carrier.
Not a lot in the air. Wind's been a factor, so is the defense. And a short drop, quick throw, Avant juggling, incomplete.
But again, Mike, they had the 3 wides. They did a little motion. They've gone 3 backs empty. They've gone 3 tights. Wolverines are most effective pounding the ball and then burning them with play action. Here, they're just trying to throw the quick out. I don't know if the wind got it, but the ball definitely sailed. And you see here, he's bobbling it as he goes out of bounds. That was close, but he didn't have possession.
Yeah, got to make that catch. You can't bobble on that play. And if I'm Michigan State, I'll give up that 5-yard rollout, speed out all day because it's a slow drive.
That ball was rolling on his chest pad as he had it. But you're right, Tim. I think the wind has been a factor in some of those passes.
Henny 5 for 6 this half. And that was almost caught.
Yeah, all short stuff, so. 3rd down. Pressure. Ball loose. Being chased down by Clifford Dukes. Will the Spartans get it inside the 10? They think they have it. Michigan says they have it. Let's see what happens on the bottom. Huge recovery here. They continue to fight for it.
It may still be changing hands. I believe it. It could happen about 3 or 4 times.
There's some biting. There's some scratching and clawing.
Clifton Ryan's at the bottom of that Michigan State pile there.
Somebody's at the bottom yelling, "I've got it."
Eric Smith, 36, down there for the Spartans. Wow.
Come on, officials. Start pulling those guys up. You got to get it moving.
Jake Long, big old 77 there for Michigan. 335-pounder. This thing could have changed hands several times.
Well, you're taught to point in the direction of your goal line to convince the official.
It looks like big old Jake Long, 77 down there, and he's bigger than anybody, stronger. He can pull it away.
Referee comes out, and is he going to announce it? Pointing would be fine.
That's Michigan ball.
Oh, Michigan State is hot.
But you know what? Give Chris Smeal and the defensive coordinator a lot of credit. He's picking and choosing when to blitz. Came with the backside blitz and forced a big, big play.
Terrell Dortch, the former running back, brought the heat and nearly forced a huge turnover.
right of your screen. They came on the backside, and I mean, they're picking and choosing. But look who it is, folks. It's Dortch, the linebacker.
One of the team captains. That's one of those things
Big old
where
Jake Long.
It had to be Long who pulled it away there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Terry, right?
it had
Wow.
to be. Well, you get the power going on that long, you don't know. It could end up either side, because it's going to change hands.
Adam Finley to kick. Remember, the wind is into him, coming from his right shoulder back on down. So Akeem Shabai has walked up for a possible return. He's inside midfield waiting for it.
Oh, what a great punt.
Beauty. Shabai at the 47, trying to pick up the picket fence. And well covered by the Wolverines. Michigan State will have it at the 45. Halloween weekend 2004. Michigan State comes down here to Ann Arbor every other year to play. And they haven't won since 1990. The senior Damon Dowdell started the last game in here, a 49-3 loss. Chased by Lawrence Reed, and Pat Massey put one up, and it was hauled in by Aaron Alexander at the 23-yard line. Not the prettiest 22-yard completion, but as much yards as they've had since Stanton's been out all along.
Well, although they lost the fumble recovery, they got the short punt, they've got the ball in field position, and watch the quarterback break contain. There's your inside receiver. He makes the vertical post cut, steps outside, runs the out route, the flag route. Perfect throw by Dowdell, getting outside the pocket, giving himself time to throw.
As a defender, you always have to think the inside receiver is most dangerous because he has most of the field to work with.
First and 10. Run by Jason Teague into the red zone. Go the Spartans are down 2 to the 18-yard line.
How about this, fellas? Michigan State's first 4 drives, they had 2 touchdowns and a field goal. In their last 5 drives, 4 punts, and 1 drive ended the half.
A lot of that has to do with not having Stanton, who was
Right.
a true difference maker in this game.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but you think about John L. Smith. Last year he had Smoker, Jeff Smoker. He won with the arm. He threw it every time. This year he had Stanton. He's got Dowdell. He'll go with what Dowdell does.
5 wides here on second down and 6. Dowdell designed to run across the 15, where he gets shoved out of bounds by Marcus Kirk.
See, now I think he's got to turn that thing up. You want that clock to keep moving. You don't want it to stop. Even now at the end of the 3rd period, you want it to roll because that clock is your friend. Plus, you're bigger than those DBs. Turn up and nail them.
There's the story, guys. With Stanton, that was 35 plays for those 261 yards. We now had 16 plays without Stanton for 65 yards. Huge difference, but big play here. 3rd and a couple, wind at their back, buck 4 left in the 3rd, trying to go up 2 scores. At worst, don't turn it over.
Run the ball to the middle of the field. Run it towards the middle of the field if you're going to run it.
They run to the near hash and pick up the first down.
That's what you said.
For Jason Teague.
Well, unless you're going to get a
That's
first
what you
down.
said. You said.
If you're going to get the first down, you go ahead and run it out there. But if you don't, make sure you don't get yourself stuck out there with a field goal.
That's one of those coaches going, no, yes,
Exactly.
Job.
Great job, fellas.
Well, and again, you run. Why do you run to the weak side? Because the defense puts more people on the strong side. That's why they got the first down. What you're thinking as a coach, so I'm going to go for it, but if I don't, I want the ball between the hashes because the field goal is 2 scores.
Teague out. Cobb is in. DeAndre Cobb, looking for an opening, is wrapped up at the 9-yard line. He tried to cut it back, but Lamar Woodley was there yet again. I looked at Jim Herman, the Michigan defensive coordinator, on the field before the game. I said, hey, 56 is playing well. And all Herm did was raise his eyebrows. He has been some kind of player for Jim and Lloyd Carr here this month.
I'll tell you what, Woodley's mom played volleyball, basketball, and ran track. His dad was a basketball player, All-American in high school, and played pros in Europe. I mean, that's the kind of stock he comes from.
Well, that's what he used that play, the athletic ability there to change direction, just take Cobb and force him back inside, didn't let him cross his face to the outside.
Whether it's Woodley or somebody else, Michigan's going to need defensive players. Instead of the 4 fingers, Michigan State players like Kevin Vickerson saying 1 more quarter. It's all they need to win in Ann Arbor for the first time since 1990. Off we go to the 4th quarter in Ann Arbor. Michigan State, not only do they rarely win here, they rarely play a close game. The lead going into a 25-mile-per-hour wind as quarter 4 begins with 2nd and 8. And to give to Jason Teague. Pound it down to the 5. They can get a first down at the 1. As this fourth quarter gets underway, Michigan undefeated in the Big Ten, tied with Wisconsin. The two teams don't play. The tiebreaker belongs to Wisconsin, because the Badgers didn't lose non-conference, and Michigan lost at Notre Dame.
Great job by the Michigan State offensive line. Wheeler, Cook, Morris, Whitaker, Poole, really picking up their blocks. They got the linebackers and sealed them.
Got a real mismatch. Matt Trannon at 6'6", a real mismatch on the outside.
That's at the top of the screen. It's 3rd and 4. Dowdell is drawn, running towards the first down. Got pushed back at about the 2, and the very good field goal kicker Rayner is going to have that tough angle for the sharp field goals from just about 19 yards.
Boy, right now, Michigan State fans at home watching this thing saying, why don't you go for it? It's down here inside the 5 at about the 3, inside the 3, but this is the smart play. You're up by 7. This makes it 10. They need 2 scores to catch it now.
You had Matt Trannon 6'6" going against Marcus Curry at 5'11". You'd like to see a little jump ball there, I think, on the corner of the sideline, get a chance to go up. But the smart thing is to go up 2 scores is what they're thinking. I would have gone for the jump ball.
19-yard field goal attempt for the senior from Oxford, Michigan. Rayner bangs it through, and the Spartans have a 10-point lead a minute and a half into the 4th.
Now Michigan has to score twice.
And they've got to do something besides throw those quick outs. They've got to get a Braylon Edwards running across the field laterally, 10 to 15 yards downfield, full speed, utilizing his ability. Nobody can make plays like he can, catching that football and running with it.
You know, guys, we talk about this rivalry. Lloyd Carr's been a part of it for 25 straight years, except for 1 or 2 in there. John L. Smith, just the 2nd time he's been a part of it, but he knows the importance of this game this afternoon.
That puts it in perspective for you. Now, before Michigan's 27-20 win at Spartan Stadium last year, the home team won 10 of the last 11. But right now, State's trying to get back and repay them for last year.
Line drive fielded by Preston at the 4. Steve Preston almost broke a punt return. The ball came out. Was he down already? Let's see. The ball came out as Preston was rolling over. The referee's looking over to the official on the side to see if we get a point that the ball was down. I don't know if anybody had a call if the ball was down or not, guys.
I didn't see any official close enough.
They say he's down.
To want to make that call. Usually when you see official right there quickly making the call, the progress stops first of all.
Brown can't cause a fumble, so that was a good call.
Well, his forward motion stopped.
Michigan taking over at the 27-yard line. We welcome those of you who are watching. Texas in control of their game against Colorado. Michigan State leads 20-10. Michigan State jumped out to an early lead because of their quarterback, Drew Stanton, who was hurt before halftime. We've only had a field goal worth of scoring in the 2nd half. Michael Hart, the true freshman running back for Michigan, has had another fabulous running day. He's run for over 150 yards. Could be on his way to a 3rd consecutive 200-yard rushing day. But Terry Bowden and Tim Brand, tell everyone who's just joined us how the Spartans, a double-digit underdog, lead by 10.
Well, a fellow named Drew Stanton, a quarterback that you're not going to have a chance to watch the rest of the 2nd half. He ran the ball, he threw the ball, he led Michigan State to a big lead early, and now he's out with a bad shoulder, and Michigan State's trying to come back against the backup quarterback.
And Chad Henne just 13 of 21 passing. It's been a lot of running, and Tim, there's been no deep downfield threat from Michigan offensively here today.
That's the other half of the equation for the Spartans. This defense is the star today, and especially now with Stanton out with an injured shoulder. The defense has played extremely well. They've mixed what they're doing. They've caused some problems confusing Henne. They've put pressure on Henne, sacked him 3 times in the 1st half, and it's caused problems. Henne really never got comfortable. They really need to do that now.
And as Susie Schuster has been telling us, story C is the win. From the bottom right to the upper left as you watch the game action, it is at Michigan's back here in the final quarter. 3rd and about 2 yards with the fullback Dudley leading the way. Hart bounces, keeps the play alive, and finds a way to get back to the line, but I think he's going to be shy, guys.
What a great play by the linebacker Ronald Stanley. Stanley cheated before the snap, and he came through, made the hit initially. It bounced off of him, but it gave the other guys time to pursue.
4th down coming up.
4th down now. You've got the defense pumped up. This is a great job by the Michigan State defense. because now Michigan State's running out of times and opportunities. And Timmy, y'all hit it just right. No deep balls, no big play type of plays.
Just like the Spartan fans wanted the Spartans to go at the other end, Michigan fans here want Lloyd Carr to go, but this is smart to punt it away. You still have 11:23 to play.
Adam Finley back to punt it. Again, Shabai is the return man for Michigan State. The Spartans blocked a punt earlier. It set up a State field goal. Finley gets away a beautiful kick. Shabai at the 19. A one-man miss and a good return out to the 27-yard line. The kick was 45. The return 7. Last year it was not a blowout, but the 51 carries from now Cincinnati Bengal running back Chris Perry. The difference is Michigan won at Michigan State. The Spartans trying to return the favor. Up 10, throwing on first down. Dowdell's pass is caught by Agim Shabai. It's down at the 38, gain of 11.
I'm surprised at the way Dowdell has so much composure. He's playing with confidence. Here's a guy that didn't expect to be in the ball game today. Stanton's taking this team over. He steps in, and it looks like he's been there the entire year, playing with confidence, composure, throwing on time, and being strong.
Well, John L. Smith's doing a good job of doing what he does well, not what Drew Stanton does well. And what he does well is roll out, use his athletic ability, and hit the receivers on the run.
From the 38-yard line. A bounce to the outside by DeAndre Cobb, and he picks up good yardage out to the 44. You watch the scores go by. Michigan and Florida State, two teams that have risen in the polls after their early season losses, both in trouble here in the fourth quarter.
You know, if you want to upset somebody at their stadium, you want to come in, and this would be, I guess, considered an upset.
Oh, yeah.
Two things you would like to have. Don't turn the ball over. Don't give up a big play. Michigan State has done neither. Give up a big play or turn the ball over. And that's a big factor in why they're winning right now.
They've also gained 110 more yards than the Wolverines on this early evening. Cobb searching, probing for space. Only gets a couple of yards, but most important for the Spartans, Lamar Woodley's tackle came inbounds as we tumble under 10 to go.
Very patient, letting his blockers develop, trying to get what he can out of the play. Down in the 9:40. Now clock becomes a factor for Michigan, and Michigan State knows that. Big third down play here. They get a first, move the chains. They continue to shorten the game.
Every first down, if you're running it well, kind of takes off another 90 seconds. Just take your time getting out of the huddle. The advantage of having a senior, fifth-year senior in Dowdell, able to control the situation. 5 receivers, no backs. T came down to block as Dowdell got to the edge and threw it complete, but a penalty marker came in over at the spot where you usually get holding.
No reason for that.
I guarantee you, it was a roll, pocket protection. It was a moving pocket protection.
He was never in trouble.
Never in trouble. No reason to grab yet.
And it stops the clock.
Kyle Cook, the left guard.
Holding on the offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty in the previous spot. Third down.
The sophomore from Macomb, Michigan, picked up the flag.
Watch number 74. Here comes 36. That's McClintock.
Well, you know, right there, it was a linebacker scraping through. He probably would have gotten through. It was one of those situations the lineman was not in position to make the block and had to grab him. It'd be nice if we could have cut him and let him cut.
Negates a huge first
Well,
down.
it's terrible. I mean, you don't do it. But you could see what went through his head as the linebacker scraped to the outside.
Cobb's the running back now. It's just 3rd and 12. Just going to put it in the belly of 21. And DeAndre Cobb has the edge. He's got great speed, folks. DeAndre Cobb may take another one to the house. Big touchdown for the Spartans. 64 yards. And other than the gang here in green, there are 111,000 on hand. 100,000 are stunned. And about 10,000 are having a party.
Almost a delayed draw coming back the other way. It was just well developed.
DeAndre Cobb at a long touchdown run earlier gets another one here. Dave Rayner to add the extra point. It was a 72-yarder from Cobb 3.5 minutes in that really sent the message that the Spartans were here to.
Rye Art Gallery and Framing, located in Rye, New York.
Cobb on the day, 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. And now Michigan, to win this game, will have to have one of the great comebacks in their storied history. And an issue right here is Preston letting it get over his head, and he's run down to the 7. Chad Simon.
Bounces are going their way now. Let's take a look at the touchdown run again. This was set up by 2 previous plays where they rolled toward the direction of the pass. And now watch this. He starts to go this way. Quarterback's rolling this way, but then they run the delayed draw back this way, and Michigan can't defend it. Look at this play. Just set up perfectly by 2 previous passes where they rolled that direction. Now they came back against the grain, let Michigan run themselves out of there, let them be too aggressive. Cobb takes it 64 yards. Bingo, touchdown, State in complete control.
Cobb may be the fastest guy on the field. He's the right guy to give it to, but interesting enough, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, you run the draw, you're just trying to pick up and reduce yardage, maybe catch a safe play to punt the ball, but what happens is, boom, you got great speed, he gets the big touchdown.
Michael Hart with the run, he's hit hard at the 11. Jason Harmon, and this Michigan State defense that has been solid all day now really has an attitude.
Well, you're talking about 3 scores needed in less than 8.5 minutes, and a defense that's been playing very solidly all game.
From the 10, Penny throws to Braylon Edwards. Caught it for a first down out at the 18-yard line. Just the 5th catch for Edwards today.
And I've said this before, you're not going to catch up with this team by throwing outs. By throwing 5-yard, 8-yard outs to the sideline, you're not going to break this thing up. You've got to get Braylon Edwards working a full speed across the middle of the field and catch him moving. These movement routes are the routes are going to catch you up with
But they're having trouble with the 2 deep safeties and the 5 under.
Well, you got to throw underneath them a little bit.
Run with Michael Hart, gets the edge, stays on his feet, and gets another first down across the 30-yard line. At the conclusion of today's game, we're going to select the Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Shaking up player from Michigan State, Roderick Maples, who's their best cover guy. So if Maples is going to have to go out for at least a play here, is down, there might be a chance for Michigan to hit one. Now, guys, only twice has Michigan come back to win from down 17. Once was last year, that unbelievable game, because the baseball playoffs in the Metrodome moved to a Friday night when they came back on Minnesota down 28-7 to win. And then opening game 95 in August in here, down 17-0, Michigan beat Virginia 18-17. The only 2 times Michigan's come back to win from a deficit like this.
But Mike, this is not a fluke. All the big plays today have been made by the Spartans, and they've played. They had a solid game plan. They've stuck with it. They've executed it. And I mean, so far, they've just taken everything to the Wolverines.
Well, they started out by getting pressure on Chad Henne. The first half was taken away by the pressure. And then again, they gave up no big plays.
And he throws far side from Jason Avant. It's caught.
That's a big
and
time
Avant
play.
is inbounds at the 42-yard line. You talked about his
Big-time
big arm. Tim Massaquoi told me this week that last Thursday at practice, just catching balls, and he hurt his thumb because Henne was sitting about 10 yards away and threw one of those rockets that he got all the way across the field there.
Massaquoi said, I don't care whether you're 5 yards from him or 30 yards from him, there's only one speed, rocket speed. And he throws the great out. But I'm telling my defenders, hey, defenders, we're up 3 scores. You give up the out the rest of the half. The rest of this quarter, you give that up because that play won't beat us. It's the one over your head that'll beat you.
7:51 and all 3 timeouts left for Michigan. Henne getting protection on this drive. Throws the deep ball for Braylon Edwards. On Maples, he adjusts. He comes back to make the catch at the 12-yard line.
There you go, Coach. You called for it. They gave it to you.
Braylon Edwards is one of the greatest athletes in the nation. You've got to give him a chance to make the play. He doesn't have to beat the defender. You watch this play, he doesn't have to beat the defender. Just throw him a jump ball. Nobody gets up in the air like he does. On a pass play, nobody has the athleticism that can catch the ball high like Braylon Edwards.
Well, Edwards is 6'3", and Maples, the cornerback's only 5'10".
From the 12, Mike Hart runs to the left side, takes it out to the 8. Gain of 4 on that one. Ronald Stanley made the tackle.
How much of a factor was it that Maples got hurt? They knew he was hurt, and they went after him.
The play he came back on, the very next play. Michigan Brand there, not sure what they're doing as they try to get set up and conserve time. Henny out of the gun, throws again to the corner. It is incomplete. Avant sacrificing his body for at least the 4th time trying to catch one of those outs.
I can't get over the arm strength that Henny has. I mean, he's a true freshman playing in high school this time last year. The guy is just unbelievable. Here he is, 8 for 10 this half, 99 yards. You know, up at State College, Pennsylvania, where he verbally committed to play at Penn State.
There's Edwards making the beautiful body adjustment for that play. Again, Maples hurt a little bit, cannot react back.
And guys, with that catch, Edwards passed Anthony Carter on the all-time Michigan receiving yardage list. A huge record, but given the moment, not what anyone is stopping to pay attention to. It's 3rd and 5. They do need a field goal at some point. Henny wants the touchdown, though. He's got to move and try to go run for it. Stopped, and what do you do now, guys? First down is at the 1.5-yard line. Do you get the field goal while you're down here?
You got to get it one time or another.
And they bring the field goal unit out.
You got to get it. You know, it's one of those scores you've got to get. So you can't come away from here without points with 6 minutes and 48 seconds left. You've got to get and take your field goal.
So the punter, Adam Finley, who is holding, as we told you, because Matt Gutierrez had shoulder surgery, holds for Garrett Rivas, who made one from 34, a must-make from 24, for the young man from Tampa, Florida. And he knocks it through. It's 27-13. You got to think on the Michigan State side, they're thinking we're going to see an onside or a pooch kick.
But you still have plenty of time, Mike. With 6:27 and all 3 timeouts remaining for Michigan, there's still plenty of time. You've got to believe you can win this game in your...
Braylon Edwards is on the near side. He's at the very bottom of the screen, and Michigan State's pointing him out like he's a safety, because you never know if Michigan might try to pooch it to this side. He would be the guy to go up and get a ball that takes a bounce and a ricochet. Troy Nienberg is the kickoff man. Angle to the right. Rivas, the other kicker's off to the other side. And Rivas kicks it. Tries to get the big hop. It's free! Michigan has it! Brian Thompson recovers.
It didn't go 10 yards.
Yes, but it touched the Michigan State.
Defense first?
Yes, I think it touched Michigan
defense
State.
first. How about that?
Well, when you get the ball, you've got to jump out and try to get it. If it's a hop, you want a good high hop instead of a short hop. But that one came right at the defender. Couldn't handle it. Just like you draw it up.
It hit Ryan Woods of Michigan State.
Let's take a look at this. I thought Michigan got down there. This is a great design onside kick.
Oh, he rips right where he's got to hit.
No question about it. Absolutely.
Well. Now, 14-point game. They brought both kickers out. They didn't know which way it was going to go. Henny on first down. Michigan keeps it. They throw a screen to Michael Hart. Got a block. Hart, face mask. See if he's okay, too. That was a really hard hit that pulled him down by David Herron.
Look at the Michigan sideline, Mike, and they believe they're going to win this football game.
Probably going to be a 15-yard face mask.
Yeah, these are unintentional, but you got to let go. When you feel it, you got to let go. You don't intend to ever grab a face mask. The key is to let it go.
Personal foul, major face mask on a defense number 41. 15-yard penalty, and at the end there, run. Automatic. First down.
Hart comes off. You see right there, you just twist your body the whole way. And this guy has 27 carries and adds to it the 5 catches. He's touched the ball on 32 of Michigan's 62 plays.
You know, one of your keys this week was stopping Michael Hart. It was the one thing Michigan State could not do. They didn't give up big plays. They didn't turn the ball over, but they did not stop Michael Hart.
So now, guys, Pierre Rembert comes in the game, and we talked about this with the Michigan coaches, Terry Malone specifically. The veteran backs, a sophomore, junior, and senior, all got passed by 2 freshmen. Rembert's the one who stayed the course the most, and now he plays important time.
Because he's a blocker, a pass blocker.
From the 36, he stays into block, Timmy, as Henny loads up for Edwards, a jump ball, and it is taken away. Spectacular touchdown!
mismatch, guys. 6'3". You said it, Terry. Let him go up and get it. But what an arm by Henne, and a great block by the offensive line to protect it.
Reeves on for the extra point. In 15 seconds, Michigan gets a field goal, recovers an onside kick, and gets Braylon Edwards, the all-time yardage leader in Michigan history, to go up and make a big play.
And they still have 3 timeouts.
And 6. With the touchdown, Braylon Edwards passed Desmond Howard, second on the all-time Michigan list. While we were away, the joint is jumping. Big house getting loud. 27-20, touchback. Long field to go for the Spartans.
Well, this defense has to step up and play well now if they are going to.
From the 20, down, hands off. Jason Teague, 1 yard if he's lucky. Mar Woodley has been all over here in the second half.
Now, you can't just go conservative here for Michigan State. You can't go conservative. Look for them to roll that quarterback out so they have some room to make something happen. Strength of that Michigan team, that inside 7. Awful hard to run against between the tackles of Michigan.
Maintain your composure.
That's right.
Deafening in here.
Dowdell will roll, try to throw. Pressured, got away from the Roy Manning tackle. And the pass is complete at the 25-yard line. Pick up a 4 with the tight end, Jason Randall, but he's out of bounds, so the clock stops at 5:26 to go.
Mike, that was a difficult throw. First of all, he had to escape the tackler by being strong. Then he had to square his shoulders and throw. Not a natural motion, going to his left for a right-hander.
And this is the guy, we have to remind everyone, who's from Detroit. He's a 5th-year senior. He was passed up at the quarterback spot. He hasn't thrown a pass since week 1 of the season. And he comes in here on October 30th. 3rd and 5, listen to the Big House rock. Press man coverage for the Wolverines. Dowdell throws, complete again to the tight end. Tight ends have been huge for Michigan State the last 2 weeks. Randall gets another catch. That one's 9. The drive stays alive.
And listen how quiet it got in the Big House.
Well, the one thing that Dowdell does as well as Stanton is he throws on the run. He fakes, runs the bootleg, and he throws on the run as well as Stanton. So they can use the same passes they would have had in for Drew Stanton. If you didn't see our first half, it's the option that you're not seeing this half.
That's movement by the tight end Randall, who made the 2 big plays. It's going to be 1st and 15 now.
Offense.
He couldn't hear the snap count.
5-yard penalty for previous spot. Go first down.
The noise in here, he could not hear the snap count.
Now this is where though you'll see linemen either be touching each other on the knee or something, but you've got to watch the ball.
Look
out of the
down
corner
for the
of your
ball.
eye.
That's exactly right.
The pass protection, you can be touching each other's hands. In a 3-point stance, you got to be watching the ball.
Dowdell, the 5th-year senior, we have time. He's not rushing. Play clock's at 6 and 5 and 4. Calmly hands to Jason Teague. It's out to the 32. Probably the next drive would be the one that Michigan would start using its 3 timeouts. 4.5 remaining. And time permitting, the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report with John, Craig, and Aaron. Go of highlights, analysis, all the good stuff that happened around the nation today. 2nd and 12 ahead. Michigan State 4 and 3, but 3 and 1 in the league, trying to hand the Wolverines not just their first conference loss of the season, but their first loss in 14 games here in Michigan Stadium. 2 hands protecting the ball as Teague breaks through. Penalty marker down again as Teague is brought down at the 36-yard line. Kyle Cook penalized a few times before with a hold. It would either be 3rd and 8 or 2nd and 22. Worth thinking about, don't you think?
Both of these teams, Mike, are thinking Big Ten title. And we heard the Michigan State players tell us it's all in their hands.
Holding on the offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty in spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
2nd, 22.
Drew Stanton was telling us yesterday, if we take care of business and we come in and we beat Michigan and we keep moving on down the line, it's in our hands, our destiny. We control it. they're believing they can still win the Big Ten.
And people are saying, "What, are you kidding me with what's going on?" But they play Michigan, they play Wisconsin, they lost to Iowa. They could share the conference title with Iowa.
2 years ago, I saw this with Ohio State and Iowa. And we had Iowa in the Orange Bowl, and Ohio State went on to the Big Ten. All right, but now you've got the same setup here because of that situation. And Michigan doesn't play Penn State or Wisconsin.
You end up with a lot of people with one loss to change the whole complexion of the conference.
A lot of it will have to do with this drive right here and how well Dowdell does to keep that ball away from Michigan.
So Lloyd Carr took the flag, guys. 2nd and 22. Dowdell's looking for space to run. He finds a little bit on his second cutback. Brought down at the 27. Clock is stopped. I think Michigan's going to take a timeout here. Drew Stanton can only watch. He hurt his shoulder at the end of the first half. 3rd and 16. They need to get to the 44. A screen set up for DeAndre Cobb. The speedster trying to do it again. He's knocked down at the 26-yard line. Michigan's going to take a timeout here after the loss of 2. And the Spartans are going to kick into the wind. 3:24 left. Wolverines 1 timeout remaining. And Steve Preston going back for the punt return.
Key to that play is big defensive end Pat Massey got out there and turned the screen back inside to the pursuit. Did not allow the runner to get outside. Turned him back in.
You're Michigan now. The 4 don'ts of the kicking game come into play. Don't be off sides. Don't rough the kicker. Don't let the ball hit the ground. And don't clip. If you do those 4 things, you're going to get great field position with plenty of time left on the clock.
Again, the wind. Bottom right to upper left from your screen. So Dave Rayner kicks into the wind to Breston. What he's done, he has tried to kick a low-line drive that's skipping and tough for Breston to catch. A couple of times he's made a nice play. A couple of times it hasn't been a deep kick. So we'll see how he's able to execute it here.
First time out, second time out of the half.
1 left for Michigan, guys. You talked about, Timmy, great point to bring up, the Big Ten standings. Why it's so important. Wisconsin, Michigan up top at 5-0. They don't play this year because Wisconsin went unbeaten and out of the conference. They hold the tiebreak. Iowa with a win today. Michigan State would stay there with 1 loss and, more importantly, create a divide. I don't think people expected Minnesota and Purdue to lose 3 games in a row and 3 out of the last 4. That's what's happened. That's become opportunity for Michigan State to move up here in the Big Ten standings. So the annual ruckus between Michigan State and Michigan has given us 833 yards of total offense, 47 points. A Michigan team that was down 17 with 6.5 left has scored 10 quick ones. Now awaits a Dave Rayner punt. Michigan State's kicker tries to keep it away, but Steve Preston has it at the 37. Stevie Wonder made a man miss. And he gets it across midfield. He's brought down at the 47. What a good play by Brian Burry, the snapper. He held on to Breston for dear life. From the 47, they run Michael Hart up the middle. Bounces to the outside. Michael Hart to the 21. 26 yards. And he's over 200 for the 3rd straight game.
Maybe the smallest guy on the field is making the biggest difference to this team, along with Braylon Edwards. Michael Hart. No one's ever done it.
800 yards in the last 4 games. Are you kidding me? This guy is special, folks. He was playing in high school this time last year. Just a little guy, 5'7". But oh, is he strong with a heart of gold. And I mean, he's got a burst.
And it was Cedar D-level high school. He said nobody ever went Division I. Lloyd Carr said he thought he got tackled 3 times in high school.
1st and 10 for the 21. Henny puts it up. Edwards for the tying touchdown. He goes up. He's got it. Touchdown.
Just add to those numbers for Henny and Edwards. And again, it's a mismatch because Edwards is 6'3", working against a 5'10" corner. A lot of bumping and grinding, but just throw it up. Great strong throw by Henny and a great catch.
Huge kick. Revis makes it in 3 minutes, 28 seconds. Michigan is gone from down 17 to tie the game. And it's been the big 3. The 2 kids and number 1 who came back for 1 last year.
Well, he didn't wear that one jersey for injuries at all. In Michigan language, that's Superman, that #1 jersey that he's got. That's why he's wearing it. And the great thing about Braylon right here, he does not have to be open. Get him the ball, and he'll jump up and make the catch.
Very physical player, led the Big Ten with 14 touchdown catches a year ago, and single-handedly bringing Michigan back here. Put it up, Henny, and let the big guy Edwards go up for it. Another touchdown from Braylon. Single day in practice. That's the best cover corner in the league.
Wind at their back. DeAndre Cobb unable for a kickoff return. It's so funny. There's a penalty marker down. It's back at the 10-yard line, too, where Michigan State caught the ball to return it. I wonder if there's a personal foul of some sort on this
is
play.
where emotion gets in the way.
Right.
Got to maintain your composure.
Michigan was going down covering.
Problem is, Mike, even though it's a tie score, 27-all, right now Michigan State feels as if it's losing.
Oh, sure. Momentum is so important. Any sport that you see, we saw it in the World Series, how momentum is incredible. Right now, the momentum is so much on Michigan's position right now. That's why a penalty right here, if it's a personal foul, I don't know.
I think it is on 37, Chris Graham.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, the 37, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Those penalties will offset. Ball being put on the 20-yard line, first down.
The 37 should have been on Michigan. He pointed the wrong way. There's no 37 on the Michigan State roster. Just a play there. Graham was involved with Chad Simon of Michigan State.
See, I didn't see the Spartans do anything wrong. You know what that is? That's a bailout. The official's just trying to be non-controversial, but that should have been on Michigan. And John L. knows it.
DeAndre Cobb is the running back. Shocking turn of events from playing safe. Dowdell and Michigan State now has to pick up first downs and go. Cobb, -5. Stopped by Scott McClintock. When his mom used to walk into his room, the kid was sitting there reading his encyclopedia. He is smart, he's heady, he's a first-year starter who made a big play, and perhaps the biggest defensive set of the season for the Maize and Blue.
Fellas, I've been there. Right now, Michigan State players feel like they're in the eye of a hurricane.
Well, you've got their big plays have come from DeAndre Cobb, the running back, who has a big play of 72 yards and 64 yards. It hasn't come from their wide receivers.
2nd and 15. They get it to Cobb. He's got lots of room. 2 long touchdown runs already. And he brings it out to the 41. A pickup of 25. Big play for the Spartans. Remember, they're going into the wind. They've got a really good, strong-legged field goal kicker in Dave Rayner.
Same play as the touchdown. Delayed draw.
That's the delayed draw. They've got to be ready to handle that play. When he rolls out, when the quarterback rolls out to throw, coming back to DeAndre Cobb to the backside.
Career day for the man who went to junior college at Antelope Valley. Thought he was going to Baylor until a Michigan State call came and bailed him out. From the 41. That's movement on Michigan State. It'll be 1st and 15.
Prior to the snap, ball start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty to the previous spot. Still first down.
Right tackle Sean Poole.
And if there's one difference in this Michigan State offense in the second half without Drew Stanton, it's the option like you saw there. That's maybe the second snap of option we've seen with Dowdell. The first half, Drew Stanton hurt them very badly. Hurt Michigan badly with the option play they don't have in the second half.
Michigan trying to pull off the greatest comeback inside the big house. 1st and 15. Cobb bounces to the outside. McClintock hit him first, and he got banged by Gabe Watson. 100 seconds left. Michigan 1 timeout. Michigan State 3.
This is amazing. With every big hit, the oohs and ahs from the crowd.
You sit there for 3 quarters and you see what Michigan has done offensively for 3 quarters. No big plays, really doing nothing except good, strong running by Michael Hart. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 it's a tie ball game.
2nd and 13.
Blitz coming.
Try to beat it with a handoff inside Cobb. That's their bread and butter play right now. Michigan is going to take its final timeout here with 1:05 left. 3rd and 11. John L. Smith was going to take a timeout as well.
Even with Stanton out of the ball game, Michigan trying to be aggressive, but it's a controlled aggressive. They're still taking the running lanes, and they're making sure they're containing. At that time, they came with the blitz. They had every lane jammed.
900 yards of total offense, 111,000 people. It's been an opportunity for Chad Henne and Michael Hart, two guys not from the state of Michigan, to learn what this rivalry is all about.
Minute left, and maybe overtime and humiliation in the state for one set of kids. Both teams played so well, but they got to live with it 365 days with your classmates back home. Many of these guys played high school ball together.
Why these games, no matter what the record,
doesn't matter.
They are great, aren't they? Michigan State needs to cross midfield, get out to the 49, 3rd and 11. The throw for Trannon is incomplete. No flags down. The Spartans will have to kick it away with 1:01 to go.
Still not a panic situation for Michigan State.
No.
You just got to get a good punt, execute it, cover it, and then let your defense do its thing.
And if you have a good punch, Michigan's got to worry about how risky should they be with 1 minute left in their own territory when they know they've got overtimes locked up. They've got to be kind of careful about giving up a turnover and the other interception.
Brandon Fields to kick it away. Steve Breston awaits. Had a good punt return last time. They kick away from him. This is a good line drive. Perfect, except, did it go out?
No.
Nope, touchback. So it's going to be at the 20-yard line. Almost put it inside the 1. Down to Susie Schuster.
Well, Mike, Braylon Edwards has single-handedly breathed life back into this Michigan team. He had been sitting stoically by himself on the bench after the fumble early in the game. Then after those 2 unbelievable catches, he went from guy to guy on his offensive line. He went to the defense. He cheered them up. He got the crowd going. He got up on the bench, waving a towel, going mad. Mike, this is the thing that he feels most responsible for, getting a team back into the game.
Susie, it's so fun to see in college sports. It's why we love it, guys, to watch players with great talent emerge in the intangible area. And he's emerged as a leader, and you're seeing some of that from what Susie described and what we've seen on the field in the 4th. 54 seconds, no timeouts. Michael Hart has over 200 yards for the 3rd straight game, and we get a whistle here. Michigan State took a timeout.
Michigan State.
Michigan
First one
State.
they have.
Guys, they have 10 on the field.
That's why they took a timeout. They have 2 timeouts left. So, I mean, there's no big deal there.
Did this mailman always deliver?
Karl Malone was this close to a championship, and Michael Jordan took it away from him.
And were there any other regrets?
I just hated him because he didn't want to have nothing to do with us.
I made a mistake. I'm a man to own up to my mistakes, and we move on.
Sports Century, Karl Malone, 8 p.m. tonight on ESPN Classic.
Michigan's only played 2 overtime games since the rule went in at the start of '97, guys. One was here against Penn State in 2002, the only overtime game in the history of the Big House. Michael Hart's first down carry up the middle for 3. Michigan cannot stop the clock. Neither can Michigan State. We're looking like overtime, and you almost always choose to play defense first. I don't think the wind is enough of a factor to change that equation, but it should be at least thought of before you do pull the trigger on what you do if you win the flip.
There's no question about it. They'll look at the wind. They'll look at which end zone they want to play in first. But the home team playing here has the advantage, and you're right, they want to be on defense.
There is Hart. Dudley gets to block 4. Takes it out to the 24, and Michigan State's going to take a timeout before 3rd down. Michigan has no timeouts left. Michigan State won. We have 3rd down coming up in a 27-all game. The Wolverines were down 17 with 6.5 to go. Michigan State jumped out to the big lead, dominated play because of their quarterback, Drew Stanton. But the sophomore hurt his shoulder on the second-to-last drive of the 2nd quarter. Damon Dowdell has come in. He has a touchdown run, hasn't made any mistakes, but Michigan State went into conservative mode. The Spartans just lit up number 1. Braylon Edwards, their playmaker, the best guy in maize and blue. And he caught 2 jump ball touchdowns to get this game back to tie. Michigan State has its timeout, so Michigan, if they run the ball here, the Spartans will take it, force Michigan to have to punt, try to put on a punt block. And he gives it to Hart. The running back got a block from his fullback, Dudley. Goes down to the 27, and the Spartans stop it with 9 seconds left.
One last chance for a block punt. You'd almost need the punt to roll into the end zone now because the timeout was taken this last timeout. But you'd almost need the blocked into the end zone now because I think if it rolls around very long, 9 seconds, it's going to be over.
Playing for that Paul Bunyan trophy. Have you seen that thing?
I look up to it.
It's 4 feet tall.
That's what I say. I have to look up to Paul Bunyan.
I thought you were dancing with it.
Michigan State does send a return man back in Shabai. They have 10 on the line. Finley able to get it away. Kicks it towards the sideline. Out of bounds, guys. Close enough where they might have a shot at midfield with 3 seconds left. They'll have a chance at a jump ball in the end zone. Just a 26-yard kick.
Now, if I was John L. Smith, I'd be asking for 2 more seconds on that clock.
You know, you talk about 2 extra seconds on the clock, and we had the game back in East Lansing 3 years ago that changed the rule. The clock is now kept in the Big Ten on the field by a neutral party, not a clock.
It doesn't make any difference anyway because it's only one play, whether it's 3 or 8 seconds.
Right.
Well, they've got a big, tall receiver in Matt Trannon. He's number 6. Can Damon Dowdell become a superhero? He loads up, throws it downfield for Alexander, and hits the defensive back on the back. The flag is down! A flag came down!
That's field goal range. 15 yards, not quite.
52, 35?
It might be a spot foul, too. 15, no, it's beyond 15, you're right. So it would be 52 yards from there.
And that's just out of his range.
It's into the wind, too, and that's where the wind may factor in here.
Already had one upset today. Maryland beating Florida State 20-17 at Byrd Stadium.
And you got to feel for Ralph Frazier. What a tough 3 games it's been.
Number 29.
Wow.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Leon Hall gets the flag. An unbelievable play here. Let's watch.
Bottom of the screen.
Contact.
Bottom of the screen, right there. Little bumping and grinding, forces him into the sideline. There definitely was contact made, plus the fact he never looked back for the ball.
Dave Rayner has a big leg. He's going into a wind that is blown 20 to 25 miles per hour at times here today.
How about this?
And that flag's directly blowing into the kicker's face right now.
But if you look at the streamers, on the uprights, the wind's in his back.
Guys, Dave Rayner from Oxford, Michigan, has never had a possible game-winning field goal in his career. And with no time on the clock, he's going to have one from 52 yards. His long is 46. He missed a 50. That was with the win. Well, now he's got his dream opportunity. The chance to kick a game-winning field goal. Michigan's going to come after and try to block it. The 97th meeting comes down to this play from 51. Rayner isn't long enough. No, and we will go to overtime. The whole overtime will happen in the first session down this way, which is a good win for both teams. Wind at their back, but student section down here. So when Michigan State gets on offense, it'll be loud. You can pick up first downs. It's just the normal rules of football. Michael Hart, the workhorse, into the hole. He takes it to the 21. A gain of 4. That's his 32nd carry of the night down.
There's definitely a strategy in overtime. I've been in several overtimes. It's very important. Oh, that's important now. Michael Hart banged up. Important to get the first down without taking too many risks because you want to make sure you at least have a field goal.
But at the same time, you do not want to play conservatively, especially on defense. One play can beat you. You've got to be as aggressive as you've been throughout the game.
Just get your first down so that least you get is a field goal.
That running back is the true freshman, Max Martin. I haven't seen him on the field yet tonight. From the 21, here comes Edwards on the bubble screen. Braylon Edwards is wrapped up, brought down at the 16. Well snuffed out by the free safety, Jason Harmon.
And Harmon was trying to rip the ball, Mike, and by doing it, Michigan picked up another 1.5 yards.
Michael Hart comes back in, Max Martin back out. I've called his name several times, guys. We talk about the true freshman there and Henny and the true freshman Hart. Their fullback, Kevin Dudley, makes block after block after block, not allowing that first man to make contact on Hart. Keep an eye on the guy in front of him, Dudley, here on 3rd and 2.
Out of the eye. Big formation. They're going after the first down.
Little toss. Braylon Edwards through the block. Didn't get it. Nope, Hart could not get to the corner. Maybe that ankle slowed him down. What a play by Roderick Maples. It's 4th and 1, and Michigan will come on to try a field goal with Garrett Rivas.
Well, Michigan has to decide here whether they want to go for 4th and 1. They've already made the decision of going for the 3. But I'd ask for a measurement. What are they about it? Well, it's a long yard. It's a long yard.
Now, you got to get your 3 here. You got to at least force Michigan State now to at least think about a field goal first, because a field goal here will beat you if you don't get it.
34-yard field goal. Rivas, who seems to always make the big kick, goes through his routine, rehearsing a Bible verse, reminding himself what to do, and knock it through.
But that's a big stop for Michigan State. Touchdown wins it. They know it. Now, Michigan State's got to get that first down.
That's right. Roderick Maples, great stop, open field tackle. Got beat over top Braylon Edwards earlier during regulation play, but that's a great play for him.
So now, guys, it's up to Damon Dowdell. 50-year senior, walked off this field as the starting quarterback 2 years ago in a 49-3 loss. Coaching staff came in, lost his job. Didn't have it anymore. Now with Drew Stanton hurt, he goes from 3rd string to in there, and a chance to get Michigan State a huge win. If he doesn't, Michigan will complete the largest comeback in the 78-year history of this stadium.
4 wides, they spread the defense thin.
From the 25, it starts with option. Dowdell pitching on the edge. Cobb takes it to the 17-yard line. They'll mark him for a gain of about 8.
Cobb's got to be the focal point of this defense. They've got to locate 21. He'll line up in the slot. He'll be a wide receiver. He'll come out of the backfield. He's had some big runs today, especially on the delayed draw. Here they run the option. You have to zero in on 21 right now and take away the running lanes.
Lawrence Reed was a hair away from a game-over turnover. He almost got his hand on the ball. If the Spartans turn it over, the game's done. The bounce to the outside for Cobb. He gets the first down after a pickup of 4. Ernest Shazor made the tackle, but Michigan State gets a new set of downs.
Well, now you're down for a good play now to get you a touchdown, but also you're in field goal range. You just want to make smart decisions here. All you can ask is that there's the great bounce to the outside by Cobb. He's probably got the best speed on the field right now.
But psychologically, a huge boost for Michigan State. They have the advantage. First one to move the chains to get the first.
Right.
5 receivers, no backs, both tight ends. Randall and Eric Knott are in for the Spartans. Going for the win. Dowdell drags his tight end back. Incomplete for Randall. Trying to send everybody to the right and bring the big tight end, the senior, out of Muskegon Heights, Michigan.
We call that Y hide. With a Y hide, the tight end is Y, and you settle him on the line of scrimmage. You settle him, then you bring him back to the backside.
He had him, Coach.
Just had him open, couldn't get it. Don't think it would have gone for the score, but it would have put you right down there, possibly for another first down. Oh, they work on that one all the time in the red zone.
Cobb's back in the ball game. They have ace formation. And again, they split him all the way across the field and thin him out.
2nd and 10. And the option again. Cobb again. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Very close to a first down, a yard shy. Well, a 3rd and about 1 coming up.
Big House sounds like a library now.
Except those Spartan fans who are hoping and wishing that their team will get it done here.
Again, you've got to locate 21. You see they split you. They try to create space, so you know they're going to try to run 21. You've got to get on him right away, and they aren't doing that.
Cobb, 267 yards on the year. 207 tonight. 3rd and a long one. And 5 for the win. It is Cobb bouncing outside. He's hit back by Roy Manning. Ball came out. Let's see, was it ruled down? Yeah, it should have been
forward progress
stop, but nobody's pointing down to the ground here tonight.
Now what do you do, Coach? You go for the first and kick the time.
No, absolutely not. You kick the field goal and you tie it
right.
up.
Just testing you, partner.
What, son?
Testing you.
I've won a few of these and I've lost one in 4 overtimes.
Guys, Cobb got shaken up on that play. He's limping off. So Dave Rayner comes on for the must-make field goal for Michigan State to send this game to a 2nd overtime. 2 for 4. Brandon Fields is holder. Chris Morris the snapper. All are important. This to keep the game alive. tied at 30, and we go deeper into the Ann Arbor night. Second overtime set to begin. Michigan had an injury at the end of their first frame. Let's go to Susie Schuster.
Well, Mike Hart came off the sidelines in a lot of pain. He's been stretching out a thigh bruise in his right leg, walking up and down the sidelines, doing all sorts of stretches. He's questionable to return.
All right, Susie, thank you. Hart did come back for that third down play, didn't have the speed to get there, and here is what happened here in overtime.
Took that shot, the helmet right on the thigh.
And that bruise, with the cool weather, it won't get better. That bruise will get tighter and tighter, I would think, as we go on into overtime. I wouldn't think you'd see him again.
Jason Harmon, good tackler, too. And, I mean, he brings a punch with him.
Have to come out here, start the second overtime to go through the same drill we just did.
Second overtime series. Michigan, your choice. You're going to go on defense. That means you get the ball. Which direction? You want to go in that direction, you said? No, you better. Michigan State will take the ball at the 25-yard line, going in that direction.
A little bit of confusion, almost panic.
Brings back memories, folks. I've had players totally mess it up.
Go out and do the wrong thing.
Go out there and you tell them, and they just say the wrong thing.
And you notice that you always have the other official out there after what happened back on Thanksgiving when the Steelers were here in Michigan playing Detroit. We had the confusion with the Jerome Bettis coin toss call. Well, it's rare that you're there to see something that's never happened in Michigan football history, because this is their 1139th game. They've been involved in everything, every possible way, but it's their first double overtime game. For the Spartans, with an almost as long football history, it's their second ever overtime game. The other one went to double overtime. It was back a 38-31 win in the Nick Saban era on homecoming in East Lansing over Indiana.
I feel like a local. I've been involved in both the overtimes in the Big House.
Penn State a couple of years ago. Spartans start with it from the 25. Dowdell looks to throw. Looking downfield. To Agin Shabai. Onto the 10-yard line. A kid from Detroit threw to a kid from Farmington Hills. Two Michigan guys on the 15-yard game.
Got to be impressed with Dowdell. He's still showing a lot of poise. He's still throwing in rhythm. Spot comes up a little bit lame there. He's got a flat tire now, but Dowdell's so big, so strong, and he throws the ball very well.
Yeah, and he hit that play on Marlon Jackson. You have to think, with all the holding calls on Marlon, he's a little bit leery about grabbing hold or playing his tight in his coverage.
That was a nice first down call, guys, wasn't it?
Excellent.
First and goal. They come bring it to the other running back, Teague, who reverses field, gets down to the 5, pushes the pile forward to the 4. Good job for Jason Teague, because remember, the last series we said DeAndre Cobb had limped off the field.
Mike, that was that same delayed draw, but this time he bounced it outside because there was absolutely nothing there. Michigan was not fooled that time and closed it down quickly.
The last two times, here it is. They run one way, they hand the draw back the other way. This is a nice adjustment by the back. Teague
did a nice job getting away from Roy Manning's initial tackle attempt as well.
How about the Yaks, the yards after contact? Excellent. Took it down inside the 5.
Second and goal. There is Teague following to the right side. Boy, he gets stuck in the hole. Man alive, what a hit.
His forward progress got him down close to the 2, though.
That's Ernest Shazer. He's led the teams in tackles, I believe. He leads the teams in tackles.
Ernest Shazer made the big hit on Purdue's Dorian Bryant last week.
Look at this knock him back.
Look how far down he goes, and look where they mark it. They mark it on about the, where they put it on the 3?
Yep. It was Lawrence Reed who started that hit on the bottom.
I was going to say, there was somebody
Shazer,
right underneath Ernest Shazer who got that hit first. But we used to call those knock-em-backs when you hit them and they go backwards.
Michigan State using its timeout here. Both teams used all their timeouts, but you still don't carry any over from regulation on through to overtime. You get one here in the frame, and the Spartans use it.
It's been a great day of football. And at Oklahoma State and Oklahoma right down to the wire. Florida State losing to Maryland. Big upset at Byrd Stadium. Overtime, double overtime here at the Big House.
I tell you, these Michigan fans' vocal cords got a lot of rest in the first half. They're using them now.
Been here a while, too. This is deep past the 4-hour mark now. All right, so the Spartans have third and goal coming up.
Got to believe Cobb's the guy.
They brought their big receiver, Matt Trannon, down here to the bottom against Leon Hall. He's got the 7-inch size advantage if they choose to go there.
I think you fake it to him and you roll out.
The running back is Cobb. He has it. He works to the right, looks for the goal line, and he gets in. Touchdown. Jason Teague.
I think the defense thought they were going to fake it to him also.
Jason Teague with DeAndre Cobb out after he got injured on the last drive, able to pound it in with second effort.
How about the effort by these guys? You see they're getting hit, and they're still getting extra yards. The yards after contact. He was hit at the 3, drove him in across the line, waited for the delayed signal. Now it's up to Michigan. They've got to get the touchdown on their possession.
How important to have fresher legs there after the workhorse Cobb
He's
in
the
this
journeyman.
game.
Teague's the journeyman.
But he does everything right. What a great opportunity for him.
Huge extra point for Rayner is through, and now Michigan must get a touchdown and score an extra point to keep the game going.
Jason Teague's the guy right there. He's the guy that does everything right. He does everything you ask of him. Not a great player, not a guy that just goes out there with his talents and just shows you up. Just goes out there and plays. Takes it north-south, fights for extra effort. And you're right, Mike. The fresh legs were the difference in that play.
He took the worst of that shot as well. But now John L. Smith's defense, which has been very good, will have to come out and make a stop for the Spartans to get a win. Kevin Dickerson, 91 up front, has been terrific. 44, Ronald Stanley, the middle linebacker. Roderick Maples, the cornerback out of Cass Tech High School in Detroit. Those are the players who might make big plays. Pierre Rembert is the running back in for Michigan.
Got to be looking for Braylon Edwards.
Spartans stop or turnover, and they win. Henny starts Michigan's double overtime. Throwing to Jason Avant. 7 yards. Gets to the 18-yard line.
Michigan State was thinking the same thing. They had 2 guys out on Braylon Edwards.
Jason Avant, I think he thought he was going to get hit, though. He kind of caught it, kind of rolled over to take a hit. Nobody hit him, and he fell down. But it's a good first down play. Gives you 2nd and 4.
And a good read by Henny. He saw the double coverage on his guy, Edwards, so he went to the other side.
Rembert out. Max Martin in at running back. Dudley, the fullback, in the offset eye to the right. Quick toss to Edwards. Can he make a play on the edge? He does. At the 15, at the 10. First and goal, Wolverines. Taking it down to the 8-yard line.
If that's not a great call, you know they're not going to play him tight.
Right.
Give him the ball. They've gone downfield. You got a one-on-one there. That's just like taking candy from a baby right there.
You're the corner, though. You've got to square up, come under control, bring your legs under you, and make that play.
Roderick Maples has played just like the MO on him. He makes great plays and makes some mistakes. He gives all his effort. But a guy like Braylon Edwards right there, he's hard to beat.
And Maples going wherever Braylon goes. They watch the huddle, break him, I'm coming to find one.
How about those numbers? That's a career for some people.
Max Martin, the freshman, is the running back this time. First and goal for the Wolverines. It is Martin, the kid from Alabama, who takes it down to the 5. So both running backs who have carried for over 200 yards on the night. Michael Hart, Michigan, 224. And DeAndre Cobb, Michigan State, 205. Both going out with injuries here in overtime. And in the second OT, a couple of other running backs have to answer the call. Martin out now. And they bring Pierre Rembert, more experienced running back in.
Rembert more of a pass blocker than he is a runner. These are little things that, if you're on defense, you've got to notice that. Know the personnel.
Be really watching through the tight ends when you're playing them. Watch through the tight ends to the backfield. Make sure they don't block down and release.
Second and goal.
Just like that.
And he throws. It's caught by Massaquoi and dropped. Massaquoi had his hands on it. Tim Massaquoi, the tight end. His problems in 2003 were drops. Too many of them. Caught 5 against Purdue. Dropped that one there.
That's well defended play. And again, you've got to pick up little tips like that. You bring in a pass blocker, a little play action, they roll the other way. He's open. Should have made the catch.
Got to catch the ball.
And that's what I was saying. Remember what I said? You got Rembert in, think pass, watch through the tight end to the backfield. So if you see him release off his block, you're right there. Massaquoi usually catches those. He catches those. He's been real sure-handed. That's why he's been a starter this year. He has really improved his hands through hard work over the summer.
That is the final and only Michigan timeout of this overtime. Guys, after the struggle for Henny in the first half, that was just his 3rd incompletion here in the second Michigan is undefeated in the conference. So too is Wisconsin. Michigan's hopes of having an undefeated conference season come down to making 5 yards over the next 2 plays, then kicking an extra point to force this to a third overtime.
Oh, they're going to double Braylon.
They empty the backfield. 5 potential receivers. Here is Chad Henne looking in the back for Avant, who goes up, and he caught it! Touchdown!
Oh, I've got to see that. It didn't look like he was in. What a great catch.
Jason Avant in the deep corner. That's the same corner where they made the play in that 17-point comeback against Virginia. They need an extra point to send this to a third OT.
Great decision by Chad Henne. They double. Braylon Edwards Jr. had one-on-one with Jason Avant. Goes up, gets 1 foot down.
Great effort. Are you kidding me? You talk about body control, getting your feet down, making the catch. This is terrific, folks.
Jason Avant has been the guy Michigan's gone to change the sticks, to change the down marker. He got the touchdown there.
Must have extra points to get to a third overtime. Rivas right down the middle, and off we go to overtime number 3.
Only need 1 foot in. He got that. We're going to the third. Michigan leads the Paul Bunyan series 30-19-2. And about an hour ago, John L. thought this one was in the bag. Michigan with a phenomenal comeback.
Jim Herman there, defensive coordinator. He looks up there and he sees 518 yards for Michigan State. Wonders what else he can see right there.
Lloyd Carr just saw something that he didn't like. And
he asked for the ball in this hash mark.
On the left hash. Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, want to see if his defense is going to have to hold State to a field goal or a touchdown or nothing. We've seen overtime frames, obviously, in the past when neither team has scored.
Toughest thing is to stay focused in overtime.
Third overtime begins from the 25 with Henne. Looking Edwards' way, comes back to Avant, and miscommunication. It goes away and incomplete. Second and 10 coming up.
I say stay in focus, Mike. If you take 1 play off in overtime, it could cost you the ball game. It's not like regulation. I mean, 1 play, it's done.
That was the beauty of that Miami-Ohio State championship game. They had 15, 16 snaps.
Right.
The national championship was on the line each snap. So there are coaches who don't like this overtime philosophy because of the number of plays involved, and it really wears the kids down.
And think about this. The ball starts in the 25 and automatically a 42-yard field goal from the first snap. Now think about what kind of yardage you want to make sure you lessen the yardage.
The carry with Max Martin, the true freshman, only gains a yard. Michigan's going to have 3rd and 9 coming up and might force Rivas into a long field goal attempt.
Well, and at some point, fatigue does become a factor. You look at Herons now having a tough time getting up. He's the linebacker. He made the tackle. He's going to wobble off the sidelines, and now that weakens them in the middle.
Both teams are liberally substituting defensive players at this point because you really have to.
Yeah, this is the 158th play of the night.
There's no question that Stanley's your bell cow at linebacker, but with Herron out there, weakened in the middle.
Jaron Hayes has the coverage on Braylon Edwards this time, guys. 3rd and 9. Michigan needs to get to the 15 to keep it alive. And he throws. It's caught by Edwards. It's in the end zone. Touchdown. Michigan must go for 2. They're 2 for 3 going for 2 this year. All pass attempts. Third touchdown for Braylon Edwards, 35th in his career, 2nd to Anthony Carter.
That's an All-American move right there. The first one, the second move, the catch, and then he just sprints to the corner. Here's the key, Mike, on 2-point conversions. 44% success rate on 2-point conversion.
That man right there, he got open on that slant because he's caught fade route. He's caught fade route. That cornerback was worried about one thing, the outside shoulder. He gave him the outside shoulder, wide open on the slant. Chad Henne put it right on the money.
Great call, Coach. Good point. Now, after the top of the hour, some of you tuned in for Monsters, Inc., the network television premiere. It will be seen in its entirety, except out on the West Coast, where we might get you to USC Washington State by halftime. But we're going to get you there, we promise. We'll get you out there as soon as we can. As the #1 Trojans are taking on the Cougars in Poland.
Sometimes it takes that long to get to the Palouse anyway.
2-point conversions defensively. Michigan State 1 for 2. They have stopped the one run attempt against them. The one pass against them going for 2 was converted. And as I said, the Wolverines 2 for 3 going for 2, all by pass, and they put Henny on the headsets upstairs with the offensive coordinator, Terry Malone.
You know, they were showing pictures of John L. Smith there. He talked about, you know, this is the biggest game for everybody from Michigan. I'm not sure if it's for everybody from Michigan State. I'm not sure if it's the biggest game for Michigan. If you asked everybody in the stands right now, this is the biggest game for Michigan.
Henny, 4 of his last 7. Got a touchdown. Give the offensive line a lot of credit for picking up that blitz on the touchdown.
If 3 receivers top, the tight end Massaquoy's at the bottom. Rembert, the running back there, and we have whistles coming in from the side. And Michigan State is going to take a timeout. So that means the Spartans will not have a timeout at their disposal when they get the ball here in the bottom of the 3rd overtime.
They either did not feel they were lined up properly, or they just want to see what formation that Michigan was going to use.
The fan cheers from that. Braylon Edwards saying, come on.
What a phenomenal game he's played, Edwards.
You know, Timmy and Terry, we've seen a receiver catch 11 for 189, break the all-time Michigan passing yardage record. We've seen a running back in Michael Hart, a freshman, run for 224. DeAndre Cobb, that's a 3rd straight game, by the way. Hart's at 200. Right. DeAndre Cobb run for 200 yards.
Sure.
1,000 yards of offense, so many stories, and what might end up being the equal of the largest comeback Michigan's ever had here in the Big House. Again, if you're just joining us, they were down 17 with 6.5 to go. Punched in the touchdown on that very next play. Recovered an onside kick, or kicked the field goal, I should say. Recovered the onside kick. And then got it back, and Edwards caught both touchdowns here in the 4th quarter. They changed, they changed the formation. They sure did. I like that, don't you, Coach?
Yes, I think that's definitely what you have a choice to do. Now, Michigan State at least has them in their 2nd favorite formation.
Rembert, the running back. Edwards goes in motion. Wolverines going for 2. Henny throws for Massaquoi. Oh, catch! What a catch by the guy with a big drop a moment ago. Tim Massaquoi. 45-37 Michigan.
You forget that Henny is a freshman. His vision is phenomenal. He sits back there so calmly and threw a dart to the back of the end zone.
I remember about 2 hours ago, I told you that Massaquoi was telling us this week that he hurt his thumb about 9 days ago because Henny only knows 1 speed. Really hard, just out of practice, and he threw him a fastball. There came a fastball, and he hung on.
No question, this pass is thrown hard, and he waits, and look at his patience. Throws to the back, and there's his guy, and what a catch he makes. Talk about concentration, knowing you got to have it.
Well, that's the one thing Tim Massaquoi said. He's learned to do better. Concentrate on the ball, as well as catching a lot of balls in the offseason. He's learned to be much better at concentration.
The running back's DeAndre Cobb. Michigan State must score and convert the 2 to get it to a 4th overtime. Dowdell throws. It's incomplete. Spartans want a flag. They're not getting one. Aaron Alexander was the intended receiver.
Pass intended for Aaron Alexander.
A surreal scene. The lights, the wind, the wrappers blowing around.
Here they are in the end zone listening to the band play while they're on offense. You've got 107,000, 110,000 people here. All of them right now almost yelling and screaming, so they won't be able to communicate.
And Michigan State would like to be at the other end, but they couldn't go down to their fans and band because of the wind.
2nd and 10. Cobb out as a receiver. They try to hit him on the wheel route. Marker's down on the other side of the field. Marker down in the secondary on the other side of the field. I think they're going to call Marcus Curry, who was defending over on Aaron Alexander. Let's see. That's where the call will come for sure. The question is which way. Oh!
What is it?
It's against the offense.
Pass interference on State.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Again, it was away from the ball on the near side where the flag came in.
I was down there watching Lloyd Carr.
We're coming over to ask Lloyd Carr if you're going to accept the penalty. I think so.
You're just waiting for somebody to blink, and Michigan State, I think, just blinked.
If that's what they're discussing, wouldn't you take the flag here?
John L's got to be furious.
I know
Look
it gives
at
you a couple more plays, but back line.
I think, without a doubt.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Eric Knott, the tight end, is the one who was flagged for it. Knott comes off the field. He was in the doghouse, didn't play 2 weeks ago. The Spartans, who've been so much better, they were penalized a ton last year. Only had 4.5 penalties a game this year. 14 today. 14 penalties.
That's second down and a taxi ride for Michigan State.
Second and 25.
It's about a $3 fare.
Just get part of the back right here. Get 10, 15 yards back right here. Don't go for everything.
And just remind yourself, you're obviously in 4-down territory because field goals don't
Without a doubt.
DeAndre Cobb, the back. 4 receivers to throw to. Dowdell throws it high. It is brought in at the 23-yard line. So Matt Trannon goes up and makes an 18-yard catch. And we have 3rd and 8 coming up here in the 3rd overtime.
And, you know, that's the kind of mismatch you've got to look for in this situation. He's 6'6". Just keep the ball high and give him a chance.
I mean, that's exactly what that was. That was a fade route. That was almost a fade route where he can jump up at 6'6", as if it was in the end zone. That was a plan to play where the quarterback was just going to lob it up there and let him out jump the defender. Now you're down to 3rd and 8. Like you said, Mike, 2 plays now. You don't have to get it all.
Michigan changes personnel. Pierre Woods in at a linebacker to put pressure on. Darnell Hood came in.
Here's your 6'6" guy.
That's Trannon. Dowdell looks the other way. Throws to not the tight end. Incomplete. Never looked back for the ball. And it will come down to 1 play.
A little miscommunication there by the receiver and the quarterback. Never had a chance to complete that one. The receiver was not even looking.
They don't have a timeout. We got to make it happen here. The fans come to their feet. They've been on their feet for an hour. What am I saying? They get louder if that's possible.
This is it.
Play clock at 15. Michigan trying to cap off as big a comeback as the Big House has ever seen by the Wolverines. 4th and 8. The game is on the line. Dowdell rolls. He throws to the end zone. Knocked away. Michigan wins. An amazing comeback for the Wolverines. Michigan State falls to 4-4, 3-2 in the league. Man, did they play their hearts out.
But Michigan,
Ohio State next.
And Mike, Michigan stays in the hunt for the title, and they do it with tenacity, intestinal fortitude. I don't think anybody in this place gave them a chance when they were down 3 scores with 6 minutes to play in this ball game, and they came roaring back. And how about the play of Henne, and how about the play of Edwards? Those two hooked up for 3 critical touchdowns at times when they looked like they were out of it.